Okay, we're live. So, no surprise, the United States is in a ton of debt. I think somewhere along the lines of over $1 trillion in consumer debt alone. So, for this stream, we're going to be just reacting to a couple of different videos that go over credit card debt, vacation debt, and even do a little bit more of a chill day where we react to two big creators in the personal finance space, that being Zac Rios and Caleb Hammer. Everybody has their feelings about Caleb Hammer. I'm a fan of his, so I'm going to watch it. But first, we need to talk about how America racked up $1 trillion of credit card debt. This is from CNBC. This is about a year ago. I'm pretty sure that this number probably was higher ever since. So let's see what they got going on.
The U.S. economy has been on recession watch for months now. And so far, the all-important American consumer has been holding strong, keeping those recession forecasts from becoming true.
Consumer is still spending.
Consumer is in better shape. If they have money, they're going to spend it.
Consumers continuing.
Newsflash, it's not the fact that we're not spending money. It's the fact that how we've been able to spend money is just been kicking the can down the road. I'm looking at you, buy now, pay later.
To be resilient.
The consumer health has been resilient so far this year.
Consumer resilience is about to be tested. Americans now carry more than $1 trillion in credit card debt going into the holiday shopping season. The Federal Reserve's rate hikes have caused average interest rates for credit cards to spike to more than 22%. Rates on retail credit cards are even higher, nearing 29% on average. Despite this, the holiday season shows no signs of a slowdown, as each shopper is prepared to spend almost $900 on average this year, according to an NRF survey.
The US consumers walking towards a cliff, basically.
The state of the consumer will be in focus in the post-holiday season, as economists will want to know, can American consumers handle racking up a record amount of credit card debt, and if it will lead into more delinquencies.
Can we handle it? Absolutely not. But are we going to continue to just push it down the road where some people are going to not pay their debts or they're going to just refinance it into something else? Absolutely.
This is the first time credit card debt has topped $1 trillion in America. That amount includes both revolving balances and balances paid off at the end of the billing cycle.
Consumers are increasingly reliant on credit cards to finance purchases of everyday goods and services, and that's because they're just getting a lot more expensive. At the same time, their wages are not increasing at the same pace as inflation.
Okay, so that's for the few people that, not few, there's a good percentage of people who are using credit cards kind of like a lifeline because they don't have the cash to actually make purchases. But there are some of us, me included, that use credit cards for the benefits. However, we use it in a smart way. You put all of your regular monthly expenses on there, and then you just pay it off in full at the end of every month. But this is about people who are using credit cards to survive, which I see, and it just leads to massive amounts of debt in total.
And that makes it more difficult because as the credit card balance increases, it can be more challenging for consumers to pay down that debt.
The excess savings that Americans lined their pockets with during the COVID-19 pandemic is largely now spent. High inflation.
Wait, what did that say? Hold on. Only richest 20% of Americans still have excess pandemic savings. I hope they mean just like the stimulus money. In that case, probably, but I still have my savings from when the pandemic hit, and that's not because I'm in the richest 20%. I'm just responsible with my savings and I don't touch it at all. So I don't know where this came from.
The pandemic is largely now spent. High inflation and interest rates have made everything more expensive. Normal costs like groceries, gas, and housing are all rising. Add in the resumption of student loan repayments, and it's creating the perfect rising debt storm.
Americans are skipping out on some of their credit card payments because household budgets are squeezed due to higher borrowing costs.
Another factor for the rise.
I don't know if people notice this or not, but we kind of have the perfect storm for like a consumer debt crash, roughly. Because you got to think about it like this. We have bad jobs numbers from the last report. We have excruciatingly high debts. wages are not going up, student loan debts are coming back, and people are just flat out refusing to pay debts. So I think we have all the ingredients for some kind of crazy financial issue going on, and everybody thinks it's like a stock market crash or something. I think it's really going to be a consumer debt crash, if anything.
Debt is an increase of credit card users. More than 70 million new accounts have been opened since 2019. That year, 65% of Americans owned a credit card. And after a contraction in issuance due to the pandemic, the amount of Americans owning a credit card rose to 69% in 2023.
Credit cards can be like power tools. They could be really useful or they could be dangerous. It's all about how you use them.
Typically, after the holiday season, credit card debt levels drop as consumers pay down their shopping balances. But at the start of 2023, it remained unchanged. And now shoppers are prepared to spend even more than 2022.
Holiday shoppers do plan to spend more, according to a survey and the forecast done by the National Retail Federation. They found that people plan to spend about $40 more than they did last year, and that could be in part because of higher prices in some categories. There is still this deal-seeking mentality for items, and so that may mean that people...
My question, if people are spending over $900 on Christmas, like holiday shopping, what exactly are they buying? Like how many gifts, what they're buying? I'm very curious of that because I know my holiday budget probably doesn't exceed more than like $500-600, and that's because I have a very small circle of people that I buy gifts for. So I'm kind of curious to know how many gifts people are buying for people.
Are going to look for whatever is on sale, along with seeking newness.
Americans planning to flood the mall with their retail credit cards may be shocked when the bill comes because those cards are carrying a higher interest rate than years prior. In fact, some are starting
29%, really. 29% interest on a credit card is insane. That's why I'm like so scared of like having any kind of holding any kind of balance on my credit cards. That's what my Chase Sapphire card payoff. That thing's at 26%. I'm scared of that interest rate. I just be like, I don't care what I got to do, pay it all off.
To rise to rates that only subprime borrowers see, rates exceeding 33%.
Some retailers have already noticed is that credit card delinquencies have ticked up, and that may mean that people are struggling to make payments and could again be a warning sign.
Big box retailers like Macy's and Nordstrom already flagged the slowdown of repayments on their credit cards over the summer, showcasing a potential risk to retail revenue this season. The average consumer has around a $6,000 credit card balance, $400 to $600 monthly student loan payment, high rent, and car loan payments. Americans may wonder if it's even possible to keep their heads afloat.
The best tip for credit card debt payoff actually is to get a 0% balance transfer card.
No. Okay, I get what he's saying. Mathematically, that is correct. If you do have an exceedingly amount of credit card debt, you can get a 0% balance transfer credit card and move the balance over there. That'll mean no interest for maybe 12, 18 months, which will give you time to pay it off. However, if you are anything like how I was years ago when I was financially stupid, you would do the credit transfer there, put it all on that credit card, and then all of a sudden your other credit cards are empty and you just start running it up. And now you got twice the amount of credit card debt that you used to have. Like every financial creator on YouTube will tell you, whether it's Dave Ramsey, Caleb Hammer, the Money Guys, you need to change your behavior when it comes to finances before you could take on strategies like balance transfers, debt consolidation, anything like that. Because if you don't change the behavior, you're just doomed to repeat it.
You move your existing high-cost debt to this new card with a 0% promotional rate.
Credit card balances saw the largest increase of all debt types this year, $45 billion. And compared to other debt types, credit cards typically hold the highest interest rates.
Any extra money should probably go to the credit card, just because that's likely to be your highest cost debt by a wide margin.
A boom for consumers may come from Congress's Capping Credit Card Interest Rates Act. If passed, the bill would cap APR for credit cards at 18%.
Now, usually I am not in favor of government getting into private business actions, but this one, yes, because I feel like credit card interest rates are starting to get into the realm of like predatory interest rates. If you've ever seen like a payday loan or anything like that, where they'd be like 50% interest, 100% interest and up. I feel like credit cards are getting in there because they know they can just get away with charging people 20, 25, 30+% interest rates. So this is one that I am in favor of.
Prevent credit card companies from imposing new fees to evade the cap and impose penalties on credit card companies that violate the cap. But all eyes are still on the Fed.
We're not really sure where the Federal Reserve is going to be taking interest rates next. If they continue to hike rates, it could be more difficult for borrowers to pay down the debt. If they reduce interest rates, however, it will take some pressure off consumers, and they might be able to start making more consistent payments and reduce those delinquency rates.
So I'm honestly speaking, when it comes to credit cards, as somebody who was in credit card debt at one point, it is one of the scariest things. I had like $7,300 at one point, and that was just on one card, not even counting any other debts I had. It's a scary feeling because you feel like you can't breathe half the time. But when you pay those things off, I tell you, the sigh of relief that you will get is magnificent. But we're going to move on from that, and we're going to talk about the sneaky ways retail cards bankrupt shoppers. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised we even still have retail cards in 2025. Those Macy's cards, the Victoria's Secret cards, the Best Buy credit cards. The fact that they have been historically known to be horrible for people, and yet people are still signing up for them left and right, is insane to me. So let's see what CNBC got to say about these credit cards.
Consumer bankruptcies are on the rise, and retail credit card debt is having a bigger and bigger impact on those filings.
These are the companies behind it, and this is how we got here.
I'm Gabrielle Funrouge. I cover retail for CNBC.com.
I'm Yusun. I cover banking and finance for CNBC. The story begins that back in March 2024, when the Biden administration ran the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, they did something called the credit card late fee rule. And so that basically capped the fee that banks could charge their borrowers at $8. And that's down from about $32 that it was at the time, the prevailing rate. And so what...
Sheesh, can you do that with checking accounts too? Because if I accidentally overdraft any of my accounts, that's like a $35 fee.
Big credit card companies like Bread and Synchrony, and to a lesser degree Cap One, Citigroup, and Barclays said was like, a lot of our customers are subprime, a lot of them rack up these late fees, and as a result, we're gonna get killed by this. And so what they did was they decided...
Then maybe don't accept subprime borrowers? Question mark?
To announce that they were going to jack up their interest rates, which you reported first, Gabrielle, to as high as 36%, and on average 10 percentage points higher than what general purpose cards would charge. And they also added things, sneaky little fees for things like receiving a paper statement in the mail suddenly cost $2.99. A lot of people didn't notice that. And so as a result, people were getting charged higher. Now at the same time, what happened in April of this year was that in the courts, the industry was successful at killing this CFPB late fee rule.
And this is why people hate companies and feel like they have way too much power when it comes to government regulation. You just saw it. We had something on the table where late fees were going to be capped. Credit card industry said no, 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 and they got scrapped. Unfortunately, that is the reality. We do live kind of in a society where corporations do hold a good amount of power in government, and that's not on just one side or the other. It's on both ends.
In other words, it wasn't going to happen. And so the question that analysts put to the CEOs of Bread and Synchrony were, hey, what are you going to do? Are you going to hold on to these? And they answered in a very straightforward manner last month in conference calls for their Q1 earnings was, we're holding on to these enhanced fees and this higher interest rate. And at the same time, we acknowledge and celebrate the fact that the CFPB credit card late fee rule is dead.
So now they're getting the late fees and the higher interest rates that they had implemented to kind of offset the profits that they were losing. Obviously, this is good for the credit card companies, but it can be terrible for the consumer. These retail credit cards can be some of the hardest retail credit card debt to get out of. They carry a higher interest rate, like you said, as high as 36%. The average is about 30.4 as of September. It's about 20%, right? Usually for a regular credit card.
Yeah, and this is per bank rate, I believe.
Yeah. So if you, let's say you go to Nordstrom or Macy's and you rack up a $1,200 bill and you've got a 30% interest rate, give or take, you make the minimum payment on that, $35 a month. It can take you about 7 years to pay that off.
Yeah.
And you're gonna end up spending $1,650 in interest. And that's more than your original debt. And that's not to mention if you happen to be late on one of those payments too. A lot of the times the people who are getting retail credit cards are younger consumers. They don't have strong credit. Sometimes this could be the first credit card that somebody gets, right? Because the standards are lower, which is why the credit card interest rates are higher.
Up to half of the people who signed on for these cards, applied for these cards, had either no credit or were subprime credit. A lot of times there are problems with these retail cards, and among them is people don't really realize they're actually signing up for a credit card. They think in some instances in complaints to the CFPB that they are signing up for a free loyalty program. In other cases, they were shunted into insurance products that they didn't agree to sign up for.
Which, honestly, as somebody who gets pitched store cards a lot, I don't see how. Because when you go and you actually read the pamphlet that they hand you when they try to sell you these cards, it does tell you it's a credit card. And then you do see the interest rates on the bottom as well. So I don't know how a lot of people still get caught up with these things in 2025.
In other cases, they signed up for one card, a general purpose card with a better interest rate, and then they were put into a store card with a much higher interest rate. And so, there are practices around this that are, potentially sneaky, duplicitous. And by the way, the sneakiest thing, I think, is the promotional period of interest. So
that's where they'll get you.
This is a case where, so if you spent $2,000 for a furniture set and they said there's 0% interest for the first year or two, and then you go ahead and pay nearly all of that, but don't pay the entire amount, they will charge you compounded interest for those 1 or 2 years for the entire amount, not for the amount that you didn't pay.
So I financed a $3,000 couch interest-free for 18 months. I have $50 left on the bill by the time that period ends. I'm gonna end up spending interest on that whole $3,000.
Yeah, in that instance, you could have interest of $1,400.
And that is a reality with furniture as well as with electronics too. Actually, a lot of these store cards do have this where if you buy something expensive and you put it on payments, I know Best Buy kind of has the same thing. If you don't pay that bill off, you're gonna get hit with a lot of interest. Luckily, when I had my furniture for my bedroom sets and stuff prior to what I have now in my apartment, I paid that thing off quick because I heard about that. I ran the numbers. I said, there's no way you are hitting me with this much money.
Something like that, hundreds of dollars of interest for the fact that you didn't pay off the last couple of bucks.
CNBC reached out to Synchrony, Bread Financial, Barclays, Citigroup, and Capital One. All either declined or did not respond to our request for comment. However, the group's trade association, the Consumer Bankers Association, said in a statement, America's leading retail banks remain focused on competitive card options that provide transparency, responsible lending, and that support customers through a wide range of financial tools to help them make ends meet.
We have this data from one of the processing firms, Stretto, and what they have found is that between 2021 and 2024, which is when a lot of the interest rates started to creep up, you're starting to see that retail credit card debt has a greater proportion of the people who are filing for new bankruptcy. So for example, and it's also growing at a faster rate, right? So between 2023 and 2024, new consumer bankruptcy filings rose by about 5%, but the number of cases that had retail credit card debt rose by 12%. So if you look at these filings, you can actually look them up online. These are public record. You can see, Joe and Nancy Smith in Mississippi, they're declaring bankruptcy. Their house is going to get taken by the bank. And you look at all their creditors, Macy's, Nordstrom, Bass Pro Shop, Tractor Supply Store.
You mentioned Macy's, Kohl's. There are a few retailers who kind of depend on these credit card fees and the revenue from credit cards.
Yeah, it's the ones that are dying out. Your JCPenney's, your Sears, your Macy's, any of your big box retailers that have these store loyalty cards, they're not making a bulk of their revenue from the things that they actually sell. They really are relying on these credit card interest rates at this point.
to pad their profits, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just like you're seeing with the credit card companies, that this is a huge profit generator. Obviously, it's their main business, but the reason why the retailers put their names on these cards is because it's a big profit generator for them as well.
From the perspective of the retailer, they obviously want to enhance a lot of transactions flow, right? They want people to be spending freely. And then from the perspective of the lender, that lender wants you to pay the minimum, stay mired in debt for as long as possible, rack up the interest for years potentially, and then pay it back and hopefully not get into bankruptcy.
I mean, that's kind of the question right now is this predatory lending? Some of the people that we've spoken to for our reporting have said that this is predatory lending. It's something that people don't really understand what they're getting themselves into.
So what is the optimal way to use this card, right? Because if you take out the card, take advantage of their come-on, right, the initial, which is the sign-on bonus, or the fact that you get a period of zero interest, and then you pay it off every month, right?
Look, I've used them. I financed a couch with it, and I had $200 left, and I knew the period ended about 2 months from now, and I made sure to just pay it off 2 months in advance, right?
Where was the couch from?
Raymore Flanagan.
Honestly, best advice I could say, don't get a store card. If you're going to get a credit card, get it from the banks themselves, whether it's Chase, American Express, Citibank, Citi, Bank of America. Maybe stay away from Bank of America. Just get one of the main credit cards because they have much better rewards. And honestly, it's just going to be better for you long term than these store cards where the benefit only comes when you're in that specific store. Unless you're doing like a Walmart where you're doing your grocery shopping all the time. Then maybe.
Bank.
Nice.
So, I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, retail credit cards can be used responsibly, but we're finance reporters at CNBC, right? Like, I know how to look at something and I know how to use it to my advantage. And I don't buy something or get into a loan of credit if I don't know that I can pay that off by that time period. But most people aren't very sophisticated at the counter,
Okay, at the counter, yes. But however, we are in 2025. Information and like how to educate yourself on things like this financially is readily available for you, and in most cases for free. YouTube, completely free. Watch all the main creators. They'll show you how to do that. There's even credit card specific creators that teach you how to take advantage of the system, legally speaking, like paying off your cards in full, the rewards you can get out of it, all of that jazz. So really, the reasoning of most people aren't that sophisticated in reading what the credit card statements actually mean, but when they get approached for it or when they apply, it's understandable in some cases, but in other cases, it's easy to educate yourself on these now.
It's like, I want this, I want that. And so you have a lot of FOMO, right? And the way that a lot of young people act is that they just want to kind of keep up with the Joneses.
A lot of banks, JP Morgan Chase, American Express, they said that we're going to basically, bank people with money, right? And so what happened is a lot of folks who either don't have a credit record because they're new, or frankly they've bummed out on some credit, so they have they're below 660 FICO score, subprime credit. They don't have the same access, right? And so for them, it could be the store card is the thing that allows them to make these purchases to live a decent life in this country.
You don't need a store card in your life. Like, if you're a subprime credit borrower, which is somebody in like the 500s, let's say, to like the low 600s, if you need to up your credit score and you don't want to do it the credit card route, here's what you do. You go over to kickoff.com, you sign up for them, they give you quote unquote $20 in credit. You buy something from their website, which is like $10, you pay it off over 5 months at $2 a month, and they report each and every one of those on-time payments to your credit. That's one way. Another thing you can do is self-lender, which is like a savings account. You put like $500 in it. You make payments every month. That payment basically fills up the savings account. And then when you reach the end of your payment terms, they take a small fee out of it and then replenish you with the rest of the money, or refund you the rest of the money. That is 2 ways that you are able to build your credit, build your payment history up without needing to go through all these store cards and dealing with 20+% interest rates. That was a long rant, but I'm basically telling you, you don't need a store card. Go with a regular credit card if you are a responsible borrower. If you are not, check out Kickoff, check out Self-Lender. Both of those are going to be way better for you in the long run than dealing with these. All right. But one thing we got to talk about, people spend a lot of money on vacations. People go into massive debt on vacations. I actually tried looking up a Disney vacation for next year, and that thing came out to like $5,000 if you wanted to stay in the resort. And I think that was only for like 3 days. So CNBC, our last video that we're going to check out from them is how Americans are paying for vacations. I think they are taking out massive amounts of debt, maybe even personal loans for these.
The average vacation cost for one person in the United States is a little under $2,000 per week.
More than a third.
I can tell you, as somebody who's been on solo trips, I have never paid $2,000 for a vacation in my life.
Of summer vacationers, 36% are willing to take on debt this summer for their travels. The reason that's worrisome is because the average credit card charges over 20%, which is close to a record high. I don't want to tell people that.
So let's put this in perspective. If the average vacation for one person is $2,000 a week, and they put the whole thing in debt at 21% interest, that means that's what? 20%, $2,000, 10% is $200, so a little over $400 in interest just to go on a vacation for a week is insane. Basically, paying back money just to borrow money.
They can't have any fun, but this represents a lot of people taking on expensive debt. And this is the kind of thing that can linger.
Globally, 72% of millennials and 65% of Gen Zs said they plan on spending more on leisure travel in 2024 compared to 2023.
Yes. The generations of people that say that they want to live their whole lives in their 20s. Unfortunately, that's my generation, being a millennial, kind of in that borderline millennial Gen Z era. I don't understand it. Like, I want to live my life just like everybody else, but I don't want to go in massive debt for it.
In the U.S., 47% of millennials and 42% of Gen Zs said they plan to take on debt to go on summer vacation.
There are so many compelling reasons why people choose to take on debt to have these vacations. If your kids are dreaming of going to Disney World and there's no way the family could ever really swing it without going into debt, it could be a memory the family will have forever. Parents often.
Here's how you do it. You save up a year in advance for that. Like, one, don't stay in the resort. Unless you really got it like that, you don't actually need to stay in a Disney resort. And two, save up like with some time in advance for it. Disney is ridiculously expensive. It is worth it for the experience, but it is expensive. So save up the money for the tickets and stay in a hotel right outside the parks. It doesn't take that much. There are hotels with shuttle bus services that will literally drop you off in the park. You don't need to be there.
And can rationalize spending in these terms for their children.
Here's how Americans are paying for their summer vacations. Credit cards are the most common way people pay for their vacations. 62% of Americans surveyed said they put at least some of their trip on a credit card. Financial experts say that this can be a risky move if the borrower cannot pay the balance in time to not be charged interest.
The average credit card balance is already over $6,000, according to TransUnion. If you add $1,000 in vacation expenses to that, maybe it feels like a drop in the bucket, but it just makes it that much harder. That's $6,200. If you make minimum payments at the average interest rate of 20.7%, you're going to be in debt for 18 years, and you're going to pay more than $9,000 in interest. So some of this is making a bad situation worse.
The debt feels like this trade-off for a lot of people. It's ultimately the interchange between money for these lifelong memories and seminal experiences. And that's a sacrifice many are not only willing to make, but feel so strongly in doing so. Especially when debt is a weight many people are already accustomed to carrying.
Consumers are still out there using their credit cards. Their credit card balances are over $1 trillion now. We're seeing actual delinquencies on credit now rising. People are dipping into their savings. But bottom line is that they're still spending.
Not all credit card users are paying interest. 43% of Americans said they used their credit cards to pay for their trips, but paid it off in full to avoid interest.
which is the smartest thing to do. If you don't have the cash to pay for a vacation or pretty much anything for that matter, if you're going to use a credit card, make sure you have the cash that you can pay it off in full. That way you avoid the interest rates. And if you have something that gives you cash back or rewards for like future trips, then take advantage of that. But please don't put yourself in debt, especially for a vacation.
This also comes with the perk of accumulating rewards points.
Use those rewards points and miles. Put those to use. But it doesn't make sense to pay 20% interest just to get 2 or 3 or 4% cash back or airline miles.
In order to avoid interest while still having more time to pay off the credit card balance, some vacationers choose to open a new credit card that provides them with 0% interest for a set period of time.
The risk,
and they don't change their behavior. Like, they're going to take out that card, have the 18 months go by with interest-free payments, and they are going to let that sit for the most part. There are some that will actually pay it off. Most of them won't.
The risk here is that once the term expires, the rate goes way up.
Another option vacationers are considering is taking out a loan for their trip.
No.
5% of vacationers plan to take out a personal loan from a financial institution, which
No. Please do not be these 5% of people. Don't take out personal loans just for a vacation. It is not worth it. At that point, don't go on the vacation. At that point, you should really know you can't afford it. If you're really taking out personal loans, which personal loans tell you, they ask you on your application what you need the money for. Is it credit card consolidation? Is it to make a big purchase? I don't think when they say big purchase, they mean a vacation. I don't understand what is it that people absolutely need a vacation that they would go into massive amounts of debt like this for.
which typically carries a lower interest rate than credit cards. The average interest rate of a personal loan in June 2024 was about 12%. 6% of those surveyed said they planned to borrow from friends or family.
Okay, I don't know who is borrowing money to go on vacations. Y'all gotta stop with that. Actually, you know what? Because they keep referring to this chart, so I kind of want to see all of them. The fact that 8% of people are using buy now, pay later services for a vacation does not surprise me. I've seen plenty of people on TikTok talk about how can they use a buy now, pay later service like Klarna, Affirm, Afterpay for their flights or their hotels. The funniest one is the 2% at the very bottom. Not applicable. Someone else is paying for me. This is either people in their 20s whose parents are paying for them to go on vacation, like a family trip, or it's somebody getting flown out. And we all know what happens when you get flown out, or what doesn't happen.
I think both of those represent a slippery slope. Personal loan rates have gone up a lot.
That debt equals irresponsible is so pejorative and such a simplistic way of looking at this, that there's all different reasons and rationales why we might intentionally go into debt. People don't think taking out a mortgage for a home and making this a lifelong investment is irresponsible, but it can be a really bad investment in a lot of cases. So you have to consider, where is it important for you to invest your money? And maybe it is this trip with these lifelong memories with your family that you'll never get back.
Another option is loaning money to yourself out of a 401k account. A loan is different from a 401k.
That is the worst thing you can do, is borrow from your 401k, especially for a vacation. People don't seem to understand this. If you borrow from your 401k and you lose your job or you leave your job, guess what? They can call it and say you have to pay this full balance now. And the worst one is if you fully take out money from your 401k to do it. Because if you're withdrawing from your 401k, that is 10% penalty plus taxes. That's a good chunk of whatever you borrow coming right off the top.
401k withdrawal. Withdrawals have different rules and tax implications. Loans are not permitted from IRA or IRA-based plans. The reason someone may go this route is instead of paying interest to a financial institution, they would pay themselves back over time with interest. That payment will go back into their retirement account and eventually accumulate compound interest.
Borrowing from your retirement plan definitely.
But which one honestly sounds better? Getting compound interest because you took out a loan and are paying that interest, or getting compound interest because the investments in your 401k are making money for you? I would take the other one better. I would take the compound interest from my investments over me paying more money.
Definitely worries me because really the biggest predictor of future returns is time in the market. So even though we don't know what stocks are going to do this week or this month or this year, over the long haul, they've been massive wealth builders. So I feel like that would be more of a last resort if there's kind of an emergency. Going on vacation is not an emergency.
You think?
It is interesting how, while you could say on one hand that it's worrisome that credit card balances are near record highs and the personal saving rate is near a record low, this is powering a lot of economic growth. But what's good for the economy is not always good for your household finances.
Consumer spending makes up nearly 70% of U.S. GDP, which means a rise in consumer spending can spur economic growth. But a rise in consumer debt can lead to a hard pullback in spending, which can cause what's called deflation.
Deflation is just generally associated with not just recessions, but deep recessions in the economy.
A recession occurs when there's, quote, a significant decline in economic activity that is spread across the economy and lasts more than a few months.
Historically speaking, deflation means that prices are actually coming down. And the reason why prices are coming down is because people aren't spending money. The reason why people aren't spending money is because they don't have jobs and they can't afford to go out and take a trip to Hawaii or go out and buy a new Lexus or do those kind of things. They're just kind of trying to tread water and they're not even doing that. So therefore prices are going to have to keep coming down.
It's important to remember that there's not just one consumer story.
You have the same consumer that might be out there spending on travel, going to events, whether it's concerts or sporting events, which we are seeing very, very clearly, and that's driving some of these travel trends. And they're doing it in a way that's really strategic. At the same time, that same strategic consumer might be walking into a store and really thinking carefully about how they're spending, looking for the best promotion, the best discount. So it's not one story for the consumer. And I think that's really important because it creates a lot of complications in the narrative, because you have consumers looking for discounts, you have consumers looking for promotions, and you have consumers that want to make their dollars work the best they can in the way that works for them.
Financial experts say the key to affording a vacation is to plan ahead. Advisors say the first step is figuring out what you want to spend and to set a budget for the trip.
This is our allowance for food.
Which should be the first thing you do no matter what. If you want to go somewhere, then figure out how much you're willing to spend to go there. Why are we going into massive debt just to say that we've been somewhere, went to this place, went to this concert, went to Burning Man, went to Lollapalooza? I don't understand that. If you want to go to those places, that's fine, but make sure you can actually afford it. Like, plan for these kinds of things. If you're wanting to go to a music festival, it is happening on a yearly basis. You know roughly around what time of the year it comes by, so you know that you can save up for it.
And this is our allowance for trips or activities, so you can kind of make sure your behavior is consistent with your values. Because money on trips can feel like monopoly money. I had a client I worked with who decided they were going to stay in an Airbnb and they were going to cook all of their food. So they were going to save on food and they were going to splurge on this boat trip they were really excited about. And it felt like a compromise.
The next step after establishing a budget would be making a plan to save.
You can start small and daily. Maybe you're going to set aside a little bit of money each day or each paycheck to this dream vacation. And it can be helpful to have kind of a calculation set up.
On top of,
or if you want like a easier way of like breaking it down further so that way you have little wins, take the full amount that you're going to be spending for the trip and break that down into its individual parts. Like, say I'm saving up for the flight first, and then once you hit the flight goal, okay, I'm saving up for the hotel next the excursions. That way, instead of seeing that giant number, let's say the $2,000 it was saying, now you break that up into like $600 here, $300 for this, $250 for that, so on and so forth. And it'll help you stay consistent with it because you're hitting smaller goals instead of that bigger number.
Setting aside the money, you can also find small ways to save on costs to make the most of your trip.
There are plenty of ways to save. You can have fun on a budget. You can use your frequent flyer miles or credit card points. You could be open-minded about when and where you go. Kind of zig when others zag. Maybe travel in the off-season or the shoulder season, or drive instead of fly, or travel midweek instead of on the weekend. If you can let the deal dictate the destination, that can really help you out. Flexibility is key.
There's times when you just have to be realistic. If you financially can't swing a vacation, can you get creative? Can you find a way to take a break from your life or mimic a vacation without the big expense?
Maybe even do a staycation. I think that's an underrated option. This idea of playing tourist in your local area. So there's a way to have fun without busting the budget.
Nearly half of Americans said they plan to skip their summer vacation, with 65% of them saying affordability was the main issue.
Yeah, I know I'm saying all this stuff about taking vacations and paying for them. I do encourage everybody to take their summers or take their PTO. Take a vacation. Like, you work hard all year round. If you have the vacation time, take it. Even if you're just doing a staycation in your local area, staying at home, you need that rest and that relaxation, because work can and will be stressful, especially if you're in certain industries.
I kind of worry about both of those extremes. You have the people that are paying 20 or 25 or 30% extra to go on vacation, which is not great. But then you also have a lot of people skipping the trip entirely, which may be regrettable later on.
There's a ratio between the money being spent and the amount of time of your trip, and only you can decide if that experience, the memories of the 5-day vacation, is valuable enough to commit to having to worry about paying it off for months in the future.
Okay, now we're going to finally get into the good stuff. So we're going to be reacting to some people. Actually, you know what I really want to do? I want to just jump straight into Caleb Hammer's video. So he's exposing this micro-influencer on Financial Audit. And I could tell when you say micro-influencer, I know you got some debt. I know you got some credit card debt in there somewhere. Or even worse, if you have like payday loans, auto loans, things like that. So let's see what's happening here.
The American dream is not a thing.
Is it I want to leave because America's dead?
Yes.
Grass is always greener, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm already a micro-influencer. I'll put myself in that category.
Shut the f*** up. These statements go through mid last month, dick.
Well, I've been doing my own budgeting too.
I don't trust your budgeting. You're not a reliable.
If you're signing up to be on this show, Financial Audit, your budgeting does not work. If it did work, you would not be here.
Well, source, look at the financial situation you got yourself, and that means nothing.
Okay. All right. Sure.
Sign up for the new and improved DollarWise budgeting app. Take the free trial, and if you like it, sign up for the annual version to save a ton of money and get my budget-friendly cookbook signed by me and mailed directly to you. And for a limited time only, if you want to bundle all of my educational programs together with the budget app, join DollarWise Central and save 80%. Take the trial and learn more at dollarwise.com.
I'm Dylan. I'm 26. I'm from Miami, Florida. And you're...
The fact that I know you're from Miami tells me enough that I need to know. The amount of people who fake flex their entire lifestyle that comes from Miami or live in Miami. Oh, this is going to be an interesting one.
And you're watching Financial Audit.
Hey, you plowed through it. You kept going.
Yeah, you got a little voice crack there.
That's what matters.
It's not typically my style.
Absolutely. So, thanks for coming over from Miami to Austin. What do you do for a living there?
So, I'm a social media marketing specialist at a car dealership.
At a car dealership?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, big one.
He's one of those people that goes around and asks the salespeople, hey, what are you driving? What's your car payment every month? That's what he's probably doing for the videos for social media. Finally, someone who actually knows how to answer that question. Usually people on these shows, they don't know what actually hits their bank account on a monthly basis. I'm telling you, this is what they're doing. They take their phone, like this, and they say, hey, what are you driving and what's your car payment every month? And then we find out that people are driving these nice cars and having payments of like $500, $600, sometimes even $1,000 a month. And it's ridiculous. And then wondering, how are they paying for this? And then you realize that they're on commission. And I've heard some of these dealerships, depending on where you work at, their commissions be crazy.
A new thing, like a lot of car dealerships don't really care about social media marketing, so it's something that
I
the
wouldn't think so.
It's
Just daytime ads and evening news.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Well, cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations, 3,300 in Miami. How you doing with that?
It's all right. Miami is pretty expensive.
You got the Miami energy.
I don't know if it's like the shirt or whatever, or the fade, but
yeah, I just see you doing off the flap of a.
I don't do that. I'm more of like a smoke weed and have a beer type of guy. But I also lived in New York for a long time before this. I've only been in Miami for a year.
That's where you developed that from. And of course it was a New Yorker. Because, New Yorkers tend to move down to Florida at some point. It's going to eventually happen to us.
Year?
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, how you doing living there? Because, like you said, it's expensive.
You know what? It's cool. I live by the water. I drive a drop top. I have my fiance. We go to the beach. I have a fiance, yes.
Okay.
Trying to get married. Yeah.
Okay, well done. So this will be a dual income household soon?
It is.
Does she know about your finances that we're talking about today?
She is very aware of my finances.
And her thoughts?
I could be in a better situation. Well,
obviously, everyone would think you could be in a better situation.
I mean, sure.
But what's her thoughts on your finances getting into her life?
Mostly that I need to make more money.
That she does not want to be married to you if you have that financial situation. He is struggling to answer that, but listen, if you know that your partner is in a bad financial situation, you don't want to be tied to that through marriage. Just be honest about it.
Is
that what it is? Is that what got you here?
It's also, spending over the course of like a number of years.
Why is that not what we're concerned about? Why is that not what she's concerned about?
She's concerned about both in the sense that I need to be on top of budgeting.
Does she have insights into your spending?
What do you mean, insights? Like,
Does she know what's in your bank account? Does she know how much you have in debt? Does she know if you are paying your debts or not? Does she know your credit score even? That is what he means.
Like a joint account
into your spending? Does she have any knowledge?
For sure. Yeah, we talk about it all the time.
Okay, so knowledge.
Never mind. Just the spending? I probably would have asked more.
Yeah. You got there with knowledge, but the word insights that really freaked you out. Okay.
I don't know, because whenever people talk about like couples trying to get married, for some reason they want to start talking about like joint accounts and stuff like that, and we're not there yet.
Oh, she made you apply to the show.
She did, yeah.
Oh.
So the fiance is the fan of the show. That explains it.
Okay. She actually put me onto the show.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I didn't know about you before. Yeah.
When are you guys getting married?
It's no rush. Probably 2 years from now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no rush at all, it seems. That's okay.
Yeah.
However you guys want to do it, that's fine. Okay, so what's going on, man? What are we talking about?
So here's the big thing, is that we want to move out of the country. We want to move out of the country.
Why?
And, a number of reasons. Some political with like how things are going right now, but also just like...
I just realized he has like a whole ghost face tattoo on his arm. I wonder what's his favorite scary movie.
Look, man, the American dream is not a thing anymore. If it ever was, it's not a thing anymore. In 2025. Well, let's put it this way: if you have to be
not making $54,000 a year in a major city in the United States.
I mean, sure, but I don't know. I want more. I want to live in a walkable city.
Well, I do too. You're from New York.
Yeah, I am.
Go back.
Yeah.
I mean, common sense, but no, the American dream is not dead. Is it harder to achieve than when, let's say, our parents, grandparents were growing up? Absolutely. But is it impossible? Is it dead? No.
We want to experience living in more of the world. We traveled to
Is that what
Europe
it is?
and
Because
Latin America.
There's two parts of this conversation.
Sure.
If it's I want to live in the other part of in other parts of the world to experience other parts of the world, that's fine.
That's part of it.
Or is it I want to leave because America's dead, and then that's a different.
The chances are, because a lot of people feel this way, especially over the last couple of years, he probably does want to leave because of what he deems as the American dream being dead. It's impossible to get the house with the white picket fence and all of that. And then the politics is also a part of it. That is why a lot of people constantly say that they want to leave the U.S.
Conversation.
It's a combination of both. I mean, sure, I'm doing okay with my current job, but I'm actually building a personal brand as an influencer. I'm taking a lot of the skills from my day job as well.
What is your influencer, dude?
What is my influencer?
You'd think he came on here for influencer. I think his girlfriend applied for him. Okay, or forced him to come on the show. Yeah, what the fuck is your influencer? What is your influencer? Give me your influencer.
Okay, all right. Okay, let's slow down. I'm already a micro influencer. I'll put myself in that category because
I don't know what constitutes as that.
About 3,000 followers within 6 months.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't even say anything. And I'm somebody that has like 12,000. It also depends on what social media he's on. Like if it's 3,000 on, let's say, YouTube, that's actually good because then you qualify for monetization, assuming the watch hours are there. But if you're 3,000 on like TikTok, that is severely underperforming because people blow up on TikTok all the time.
Okay.
Focused in a particular niche.
The niches.
Classic automotive.
Ah, yes. Going international for classic automotive.
Of course, because there's a bigger market for it in Europe than there is in parts of the U.S. where people
for classic automotive?
Yeah, because Americans are buying EVs and SUVs.
I don't know. This is the America to him because he lives in Miami. He's from New York. Maybe city people are buying EVs, but if you ask the majority of the country, they are still taking the gas guzzling trucks every day of the week. So he don't know what he's talking about when it comes to that, and he works at a car dealership.
Like they're not.
So you're going to Europe. When you say you want to see parts of the world, you go into our closest culture.
We can debate about that. Let's talk about
our closest culture compared to the rest of the world. You're right, Canada and Australia, sure, but then come on, Western Europe.
I mean, I'd like to explore Eastern Europe too. The point is to get to a place where I can explore more, where there's walkable cities. And where I might
vibe with that as well,
want to raise our children. I mean, it's either that or Latin America. We've explored a bit of that too. She is Colombian. I'm Dominican. So
okay, but then there's like, at least Europe has like thriving economy. Even if it's flatlining, it's still thriving. You have places that are blowing up like Poland and.
Sure, yeah. So you're saying my point that there's options in Europe.
I'm not saying there's not. I'll support what you want to do. I'm trying to understand your why. Because we've had people that have come on the show that want to abandon everything, fuck up their finances to move over there for very silly reasons.
For very silly reasons.
If your reason is, because I like the culture, I want the walkability, I want to settle down in a career that makes more sense there, that's fine. Well, again, a lot of people are willing to blow everything up because, politics in its current state are what they disagree with, where it'll probably change in 4 years because that's what happens every single time. And they're willing to blow up their life just for the sake of an election, which is very silly.
That is pretty silly. I mean, hell.
Is that not you? Because you said you brought up the politics.
I could add the context. I was in Paris when the election happened, and we almost didn't want to come back, but fuck it, we did.
Yeah, okay, Paris.
What?
France's unemployment's their economy's like France is not the place we would be moving if we're trying to look for a thriving place. You would be looking Norway, you'd be looking Switzerland, you'd be looking Poland.
I would like the Netherlands. I really love Spain. Good. She loves the UK.
Spain is a failing country by every means. That's hardly even a first world country.
Well, I'm looking at making money online anyway.
Grass is always greener, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, man.
Well, grass is always greener.
Sure, yeah. I mean, but
remember, people move there from here because grass is greener.
It's a great big world. We're still in our 20s. who knows what could happen in life.
Yeah, you're 26. But you're talking about settling down and making kids, right? Isn't that one of the big places?
Eventually, I mean, yeah, a few years from now.
So what's the country you guys are picking? Like, when are we doing this? Because I'll support you to get to what you want to do, because that's the point of the show, right?
Yeah, of course, right?
Unless what you want to do is just completely damaging to you, then I won't do it. But I mean, if you want to move there for reasons that's just like, yeah, I want to move there, and you're not like, because you're like, I'm scared. It's like, okay, then like that I'll push back against, but whatever, it's fine. But this influencer thing and wanting to settle down with kids, and I don't feel like you know where you want to go, because you just mentioned 3 very different countries.
There's definitely...
You're also mentioning like 3 very, very long, challenging journeys, I will say, because marriage is a lifelong commitment. Leaving to a different country is a commitment, and this guy doesn't even know which country he wants to be in, most likely. On top of that, he's trying to build a personal brand around automotives, which trying to build a personal brand on anything social media related is difficult, and is only getting more difficult because the barrier for entry is super low. Anybody can do it. So he's got a lot of things that he's working on at the same time, and when you try to do multiple things like this, none of it gets accomplished.
Some time to spend exploring before deciding on exactly where we're going to settle down. I mean,
So what's the timeline on this? What am I doing here?
Okay, that's a great question.
For money to fund this?
There is some savings.
What visas are you looking at? Like, what are we doing?
It wouldn't make sense.
There is some savings? Well, then I would highly... Let's have a little fact check real quick. Fact check, $164.
Dang, there is some savings. $164 in savings, and you're talking about getting married, moving to a different country, and starting a career as an influencer? Bro, you need to stay your butt in Miami, and never mind social media marketing. You need to be the one selling cars and get your savings up there before you even consider any of these moves.
It's not just my savings, but also more important.
Okay, so the girl.
Okay, but more importantly is
well, he has $22,277.
Is that we have skills. I have skills that give me a lot of freedom to work in different places. I'm a videographer,
okay, you've accumulated a couple thousand followers. I'm not saying that's nothing, but that's not an income replacement.
No, but I'm on my way over there. This is only my first year. I'm
3,000 followers on what?
On Instagram.
Right. Okay, so
I can start doing TikTok. I can expand into this.
I was gonna say, like,
start doing affiliate marketing.
Because that's what it would have to be on Instagram. Because Instagram doesn't pay dick, and TikTok barely pays dick, but at least they pay dick.
Okay, but I'm at least aware of options. There's a whole economy.
Okay, what's the affiliate marketing you're doing in the world of cars? Because I know a car creator. They have well over 1 million followers on YouTube, get hundreds of thousands of views. I don't think it makes the money I think it does, and they get all the top automotive affiliates.
Okay, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of options though. I mean, yeah, there's classic car dealers that have affiliate programs. There are
classic car dealers. So you're banking on like.
Here's the thing, and I'm not somebody who's like big on social media. I probably have like 12,000 on TikTok, whatever, and I'm building up this YouTube on the side. Affiliates don't really pay much. Unless you really can drive traffic. That's the number one thing that most people seem to not understand about affiliate marketing. It don't matter if you have however many followers. If you don't know how to drive traffic from your social media into these affiliate sites and get them to buy, you're not making anything.
One a year?
No, because I'm already in the industry of car sales. I'm expanding my skills to work for myself.
In the industry of car, buddy, you're marketing.
Yeah, I'm marketing.
I'm sorry, you're not a car salesman.
Bro, in 2025,
you're trying to get people to go to the dealership, right?
Come into car dealerships without people don't know where car dealerships are unless they see them on social media, buddy.
He does know Google exists, right? Like, I don't need social media to find a car dealership by me. All I need is Google Maps or even Apple Maps and just type in car dealership. So, buddy, you really aren't needed that much. Not at least when it comes to like finding a car dealership.
What are you talking about? I'm pretty sure they just use Google Maps or Apple Maps and just search.
Okay, but then you need to look at the modern car buyer is very educated and looks at their different options, shops around.
Based on the cars I've seen people have on the show, I would disagree, but continue.
People aren't exactly educated always on their financial situation when buying a car because people sign up for.
So you're educated on what they goon to.
Yeah, I'm educated on the scam of auto loans.
No, you're saying the consumer's educated on like the car they want to just like, oh yeah, that shit's delicious.
Consumers are educated on what they want in terms of the product.
Sure, they see it.
I will tell you, the only auto people that, at least me personally, I follow because I'm not in that audience at all, is maybe Russ Flips Whips. I think that's his name. He's on TikTok. He teaches people about buying a car, like the ins and outs of the industry. But he does it in an entertaining way, and that's the only reason why I follow him is the entertainment factor. I don't follow him because I actually want to buy a car, so I don't really understand his logic that he's like, oh, people aren't educated in getting a car, so they need somebody from social media that does it. I don't understand that at all.
Nice car on TikTok. You're saying that's them educated. I got you.
Okay, but it's also not just that. It's also that I'm working in the classic car community. I've expanded.
Your major dealerships, all classic cars? I thought you said it was a huge dealership.
No. The classic car thing is just me. This is something that I do. This is my influence that I've been building on my own. And in doing so,
here, let's vet it. Show me the Instagram.
Let's bet. You want to see it?
Do
right
it
now?
Yes.
Okay.
We're going to blur the names because I do not allow people to plug things, but I will screen record it.
Should totally plug it, though.
Nope.
No.
You know the rules.
It'll be a great opportunity for everybody, maybe in the post show.
Sounds like only you.
All right. Yeah. Well, I'm at 25, but here you go. Let's take a look at it.
So you're not even at 3,000. You're at 2,500.
Let me know what you think.
Here's a little.
I meet with classic car owners.
Okay, well, it doesn't even have his picture.
Help them find buyers.
That helps.
Meet with the owners, help them find buyers through my platform, people that follow me, particularly. Why are you looking at me so hard? Yeah, that's me.
Okay, because in that, you look like right now.
I needed a haircut in that video, yeah.
Been
plus years now.
Reels get like 1,000, 500, 400.
Yeah, I mean, we're just getting started. I'm getting a decent amount.
How many followers did he say he had?
3,000.
Okay.
Okay, look, I'm on my way to 3,000.
Yeah, it was a very round up. Hold on.
Sure, go ahead.
He rounded up approximately 20%.
Okay, yeah. If you want to take a deep dive into my professional dashboard, I'll be at 3,000 before the end of the month. That's just my average growth rate.
Okay, I hope so. Like, I'm not discouraging you. Is this
what?
Is this not an iPhone?
It is an iPhone.
Where's the button?
I just have a case on it.
Where's the button?
Yeah, the button fell off the case. Yeah. So that's one thing. I haven't bought a new case, but I don't really need one. It works for me. Why would I buy a new case?
Because I can't lock your phone right now.
Well, it's my phone.
Okay.
But anyway, yeah. So I've been working in videography, photography for some time now, and the bigger scheme would be to help find homes for classic cars because people sell them, people buy them. If I can help sellers.
Look, man, I just don't know if I can say this is good or bad. I just don't know the community. I'm sure it's a very niche thing.
Yeah, it is.
But it's just like,
it's a great niche.
This is what you're banking on? And it's hard. Well, we're sitting at $22,000 a day, and you're like, I have savings to get there. It's his fiance's savings.
That's even worse. If that's both of y'all's savings, y'all shouldn't be getting married at all. Thankfully, you're waiting 2 years.
We work as a team.
Yes. How much in savings does she have? And then I'll deduct 20% from it.
8,000.
Okay, so it's probably closer to 7. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
And that's more important than paying off the $22,000 of debt, which is all bad debt, by the way, not good debt. They are all credit cards.
It is all bad debt. Could be worse, but it is all bad debt.
Sure, it could be worse. Why the f is...
No, hold up.
We work as a team.
Yes. How much in savings does she have? And then I'll deduct 20% from it.
8,000.
Okay, so it's probably closer to 7. Gotcha.
Okay. All right. Yeah, sure.
And that's more important than paying off the $22,000 of debt, which is all bad debt, by the way.
Okay, $5,800 on a Capital One Platinum card which you only get that card when you don't have a good credit score at all. Capital One Ventures, $7,800. How are you getting these credit limits? Chase Freedom card, I think that's the original Chase Freedom, $2,700 in debt. So just from the cards I see here, that's about $15,000 worth of debt, and he makes 50, like 53,000. 15, 30, 45. So like roughly almost 25% of your annual income you have in debt. Bruh.
Wait, not good debt. They are all credit cards.
It is all bad debt. Could be worse, but it is all bad debt.
Sure, it could be worse.
Yeah,
Why
it could
the
be
f
worse,
does
man.
that matter? Who gives a shit?
Okay, man. Because it could be
Or
worse.
are you just trying to flee your debt? Are you trying to flee your financial situation? Trying to flee that you just haven't found the life you want to live here? I'm confused. I vibe with the walkable community thing, such as yourself.
Yeah, right. Who doesn't? I mean, clearly,
Well, a lot of people don't.
Paying off the debt is a lot more important, and that could be, that could push back the plans.
I mean, I'm being told you told Colton that your lease ends in 5 months, and that's when you told him you wanted to move. 5 months? Remember, the savings is probably $7,000. That doesn't even come close to paying off half of this debt.
I just have to be more aggressive with paying off the debt. That means more aggressive on budgeting.
Okay, no. Like, you're talking about paying off, what did I say, $16,000 in 5 months. That means you're paying off roughly a little over $3,000 a month. You're not doing that in 5 months, making $53,000 a year. It's just mathematically impossible.
In 5 months, when our savings can pay off a third. Make this make sense. It's not making sense.
Well, like I told you, what she's been saying is that I had to make more money. So
Okay, 5 months,
I've
you
been
don't know
looking
where
at-
you're going to move. You don't know the visa process and financially how you're going to do it. Please explain to me what the f your plan was, because right now there isn't one as far as I can see.
Right now,
it wasn't a plan. It was just a dream.
there's still a whole lot of planning and research to
5
do.
months for international move.
Yeah.
Visa.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, we're looking at going back. We're looking at going back to school. Having a student visa creates a lot.
That's even worse because that's another expense, paying for school. I mean, I don't know how a lot of European countries that have free education works when you have like a student visa. Maybe you also qualify for that. I don't know. But come on, now you're adding school on top of that, which means you're not going to be generating income because you're going to be going to school, which means you're going to be working maybe part-time. So how are you planning to make all of this work?
A lot of options.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, what are you going to go to school for? I feel like we'll lose our income in paying bills for that.
Well, school can be a lot more affordable overseas than it is in the U.S.
Yes,
That's also why the
I have
American
a
dream is dead.
Yes, it may be more affordable. Well, in the United States, yes, it's likely more affordable than here. However, there's still the same 24 hours in a day. If you are dedicating time to school, that's less time that you are dedicating to making money for your household, hence less money to pay the $22,000 in debt he's in.
It's just a fun fact for you. If something costs $1 and you make $0, that's still unaffordable. If you're going to school, you're probably not making money.
Zero.
Yes, if you're going to school, you're not making money.
No, because I'm trying to build a vehicle of passive income.
Sorry, guys, I forgot about his 2,500 followers.
I'm just getting started.
I don't mean to on
been
it,
6
but
months.
your anticipation of being able to go make this work in 5 months with 2,500 followers right now is not a logical thing.
I mean, even if that doesn't work out, I still have skills that can get me work virtually anywhere right now.
Okay, pick the country and we'll use that for our conversation. What's the top country we're choosing right now?
Mexico. She wants to move to Mexico City before
The face.
the possibility
they hate
of
that,
moving
right?
to Europe.
Everyone in Mexico City is dramatically protesting that.
Protesting what?
Every American moving there. Because it's just like you.
Yeah.
You're doing the nomad, the what's it called? I don't remember, but you're
Digital nomad. That's what they're calling it. People who work remote, who are influencers, that are moving into multiple different countries. And yes, I have seen like the protests in Mexico of that as well.
you're doing the make the money virtual and price out everyone there. Now, I think people should live where. Well,
Yeah,
no, I don't know.
Not everyone should live.
I mean, if you
anywhere.
can, if
It's not-
they
that's not-
allow
that's
it.
not-
If the country allows it.
People would try or they can, sure, but that's That's not what I'm advocating for either here.
But you're doing in there right now. It's very toxic there. They are protesting every American moving there.
Well,
it's very interesting compared to like 25 years ago.
Okay, sure. I mean, it's not my first choice. She wants to move to Mexico City.
We have to pick a place, and you already see the big flaw with it.
Okay, I mean, shit, we need to work around it. At least we're Latin Americans, and we're willing to adapt and appreciate the culture of Mexico, and we can live
They
very
do, but the
simply.
thing is, the big argument is they're bringing in very high incomes to the area right now because Mexico is not a high income.
It's a problem.
Oh, and usually gentrification actually leads to overall positive results for pretty much everyone.
It could, yeah, but I recognize the problem in like price gouging in the real estate market and how that affects
That's about
the
price
overall
gouging, but for those who
economy.
aren't earning, for those who are on the lower income scale in a community, when an area gets better, prices go up, and if they didn't have ownership opportunities, they get pushed out. That is the downside of gentrification.
That is the downside, yes.
There's a bad downside of gentrification, but there's a lot of upside that comes with it that unfortunately people aren't willing to talk about in a nuanced conversation. Like safety, better restaurants, better food, better everything. More.
I don't want to be a part of like taking people out of their homes, especially for
But you would be.
Okay, I mean, there has to be some way around it. Is there no way that I can find property in Mexico that...
So you're going to buy property. You're going to colonize. I'm just using the same logic they use.
Colonize, man.
Come on, this is the same shit they say online.
This is what people say. Damn. Okay. Yeah, I wasn't thinking of it that way. But
yeah, you think about it that way, honestly, because that's how it's going to come out no matter what, or at least that's how people are going to spin the story. You may be looking for like a better way of life compared to the U.S. based on your income, but what a lot of people in the U.S. fail to recognize is the fact that our income in the U.S., no matter how low it is still more than pretty much most of the world. So if you're going to be escaping to a different country for a better life, you are pushing somebody else who currently lives in that country, and they have to live a less life. I can't say worse, but lesser life than what they're currently paying for.
But I don't know.
You were born in New York?
I was actually born in Florida. I lived in New York for over 3 years.
You were born in the United States.
Yeah, I was born in the U.S.
They will call you a colonizer.
Unfortunately, I mean, would they call me a colonizer in Spain too? You think?
If you buy a property.
So then, what's the difference? I mean, hell, they're trying.
Buddy, I'm not saying
they're
this.
trying to sell homes in Italy.
I'm not saying this. I'm pushing back against what you guys are going to try to do.
Okay, well, it's not going to stop us, man. So,
good. Then we'll plan for that.
That's what we got to do.
So Mexico, that's easier, more affordable. You need to make a lot less money than you would in Europe.
For sure, it's closer. That's kind of the main thing. It'd be easier for family to visit us, especially with them being in Florida. Flights are pretty inexpensive to get to Mexico and fast.
Well, I'm also told you tried to be a podcaster and YouTuber in the past, but it did not work.
I did YouTube and podcast for, better part of a year. And my problem at that time was that I wasn't properly niching down. I didn't exactly find precisely what my community was. And that's why I'm so focused now on automotive, because I feel like I have found a niche in a community that is adopting me pretty quickly. And I have a lot of connections in the industry now as well. I've been seeing a whole lot of opportunity in it. So I'm just following that thread.
Okie dokie. Before we get into these finances real quick.
Yeah.
Colton just typed to me, you're hiding purchases from your fiance. You come in talking about how, okay, my fiance, she has some savings. That's how we can kind of do this, even though it's, again, just like a third of your debt. You wouldn't even be able to wipe out your debt before you guys do the move. But you're hiding purchases from her, like actively hiding.
That is a bad habit I had.
Habit?
Yeah.
Would cheating be considered a bad habit?
I mean, what was happening was mostly the purchases was that I was eating out a lot. It was mostly like fast food, deli runs, that type of thing. And we were both very focused on trying to budget more because we have all of these different goals with like wanting to move, wanting to travel. We've shared those goals with each other a lot, and I don't know if you want to call it like cravings or my inner child or whatever, like
what the
get in the way.
Is that?
Bro, I'm just
I lost all track of like what he was saying because it was just like giving a runaround.
I'm trying to explain what was going through my mind is that I was eating out a lot. I knew she wouldn't approve of it. I was afraid of how she would react, and so I just didn't tell her about it. Eventually, of course, she found out. She was very, very upset, not even because of how I was spending the money, but because
what went down?
But because
when that happened, what went down?
I went to sleep early one night because I had to work early the next morning. And prior to that, she had been asking me to, so like, have you gone out to eat, or like, have you spent money on food this week? And I said no. And she woke me up at like 3 a.m. asking me again, like, did you spend money on food this week?
Why'd you lie? Private student loan debt can be overwhelming.
Man.
If you're seeking a more affordable way,
If you're spending money on food, just tell your partner, let them know, save yourself the trouble.
This is not indicative of like a good relationship going forward, especially if we're about to abandon our entire lives to move somewhere.
This is not.
How long have you guys been together?
We're coming up on 4 years.
So why the f did you lie?
Well, like what? Why else do people lie other than shame?
And then how'd that conversation go when she woke you up?
She was pissed off. I, of course, was tired, and then just feeling shitty about the whole situation. And
since then?
Since then, I have been honest with her whenever I do spend money, especially on food or anything that I know that would just bother her about, dumb ways that,
You never once?
Never once, like, spent money and didn't told her.
Well, it's not about telling everything, like more the hide.
Hide? No, man, I'm not gonna lie. Or rather, not gonna, hide or lie. Like, yeah, what I was doing, I would go get fast food, eat in my car, and throw away the trash and receipts so she wouldn't find it. I don't go about things like that anymore. If she asks me, I'll tell her. Sometimes I'll tell her anyway, even if she doesn't ask me, just because I know she wants to know. And I've also just been making better habits of not eating out, actually cooking more meals at home, especially lunch and breakfast, going to work.
I feel like that's about to all be exposed as soon as they start going through those numbers.
I still do sometimes. It's not perfect, but what's more important is that I'm honest with her, because it's important to our relationship as well as finances and health.
Going out to eat was almost $300.
Man, it was bad at one point.
That is bad.
That's what I'm saying.
You said you got better.
I've recently gotten better.
A week before he came on the show, where his finances.
And the last month, because you have my statements from August. We're in the middle of September.
Right before coming on the show. That's always the most BS excuse there possibly ever is.
I mean, even then, I was still packing lunches. I've just gotten better at it. I've even been intermittent fasting lately, just that way I'm not like going out for breakfast or like buying coffees.
I mean, I also have other large purchases of $1,837. I don't know what that's gonna do, but that's such a substantial part of your budget. Miscellaneous bullshit alone about $500. It could be video games. It could be who knows.
There's definitely some bullshit in there. So yeah, there's a number of things.
Why?
I mean, these are lifestyle choices and habits. What are we cutting back on?
I thought the lifestyle choice was to get overseas, though.
That is the big picture. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to do that within that time frame, that means cutting back on a lot of things. That means even more strict budgeting.
I'll be honest.
You don't think there's any possible way?
You have $22,000 of debt. How can you?
Never mind the $22,000 in debt. It's the fact that you have maybe $7,000, $8,000 in savings, and you're trying to move overseas. I'm pretty sure visas are gonna cost you at least half of that. So moving costs, you're not gonna be able to do it. And then you got the $22,000 of debt on top of that.
Your social media job follow you there?
It can.
You don't have an answer on that.
No, I don't. But I don't think I need one. I've been able to find work pretty quickly doing what
Mexico,
I do.
Hey Camilla, headphones aren't working. Can you reply to me in chat? Maybe.
Won't be making American dollars in Mexico. I thought that's what you were attempting to do, is to keep American income in Mexico.
That's why I'm building my own brand.
Buddy, 2,500 followers. I'm sorry.
Okay, but that's still really early developmental stage.
Exactly, but you're moving in 5 months.
Okay, well,
what's your follower? How many months has it been? since you started?
It's been 6 months.
I don't do. I just had an itch in my nose. 6 months?
It's been 6 months. And the engagement rate and follow rate has gone up since starting, more so in the last 2 to 3 months.
Okay, so let's call it 3 months then.
Okay.
2,500 divided by 3, good. So 833 on average, or 2,500 plus 833 plus 833 plus 833, great. Oh, wait, plus 833 plus 833. Good. You'll be at 6,500.
That's enough to at least qualify for brand deals. That's enough to gain
Dude, your
trust
brand deals
from...
are going to be like $25, though. I don't think you know. I'm in this world. I mean,
you're in it. And I respect it. And
I'm also in a world where brand deals pay higher because this is money.
Of course, yeah.
And automotive is actually pretty good for what it's worth. Pretty good, but not as good. And I still know.
I think I read somewhere that like automotive is like one of the lower paying niches. Kind of goes down with like entertainment and stuff. Because when brand deals figure out like how much they want to spend on advertising, they really go based on like how much they can get from from the people who are viewing. So finance makes tremendously more than most niches because you got advertisers from like credit card companies, financial institutions, people that are willing to pay money for this. Automotive, you may be getting a couple of the big brand automotive peoples, and that's pretty much it.
One is going to be based on view counts more than followers, and I just saw your views. I mean, we're looking at like 1,000 or 2,000 per reel. Those are very low quality views because they're short. It's short form content.
Right now. I'm working with just over 30,000 views.
You're not going to get brand
month.
deals. You're going to be on an affiliate basis.
That's also, I mean, there's various...
No one's going to give you flat rates. You are going to be on affiliates.
I can do both.
No one's going to give you flat rate at those numbers. You are going to be affiliate, meaning you get a commission on what you sell.
Do or do not. There is no try.
Well, of course you're going to try.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about what you're trying or not trying.
Okay.
I'm talking about what's going to work in 5 months. This is an unrealistic plan by every means.
I mean... I have to consider various options. I mean, right now I'm even getting a second job just that way I can bring in more income to the household.
I'm talking about in 5 months.
Okay, but I need if I can save more money within those 5 months, so that way I can grow savings as well as pay off the debt. I have to look at some type of option. You're looking at me like I'm crazy.
Yes, because listen, you
are crazy. I don't need to be the one to tell you this, but you are.
You can make a little progress on this in 5 months, but this does not answer how the you're gonna live there.
I mean, I don't know. There has to be every business in 2025.
Dude, this is kind of crazy. This is beyond higher than I thought. Beyond higher. Individual aiming for comfortable lifestyle in Mexico City, including entertainment, travel, decent housing there. United States dollar, $60,000 to $85,000 a year.
Okay, that's
to live a pretty comfortable life out in Mexico. You would need $60,000 to $85,000 a year to live a certain lifestyle. This dude makes 53, and he's gonna leave his job, go to Mexico or go to some other country. Try to think that he can make it as an influencer when he only has 2,500 followers right now and does about 1,000, up to 1,000 views per reel, per short form piece of content. Bro, you need to stay home. You need to build up the social media to where you can get those brand deals that you think you're going to get now, to where you can actually have the influence to drive up the affiliate deals before you make any ideas about moving internationally and going full time with it. Otherwise, you're going to be stuck completely.
$7,000 a month.
Okay,
that's if you keep your current job. That's if you keep your current job there, but you don't know if you can.
It doesn't matter because the skills I have, there is demand for it. Every business in 2025 needs marketing. If you're not marketing on social media, you're going to...
Okay, but just because you have the skills at a particular type of job does not mean you're going to be guaranteed a job over there, or at least even a decent paying job. Like, I'm in sales. Every business needs sales, but I can't just go into any country and think, oh yeah, I can find a sales job anywhere. One, because it depends on the market for that job, and two, it depends if there's even any need in the particular area that I'm in for that job. Because in New York City, there's needs for sales everywhere. But if I go to middle of nowhere, rural United States, there's not going to be all those types of jobs. So you can't go in there thinking just because you have some kind of marketing skill set that you're automatically going to find a marketing job if all else fails.
Hold on, big guy. This is very much service consumer driven economy. I'm not saying Mexico doesn't have one, but America's the top of the world when it comes to that. We'll go into debt for anything. Yeah, marketing, social media management is more prevalent here than, I mean, you got South Korea and Japan,
Okay,
sure.
I mean, yeah,
but come on. We're
okay.
talking a lower income, middle income
but
country.
that's assuming that I have to get a job, like I have to get like a 1099 working for another company in Mexico.
Maybe. Have you looked at the visa and work permit processes?
I mean, before this, I was doing freelance.
I'm pretty sure he hasn't done a bit of research moving anywhere, let alone moving to Mexico or moving to Western or Eastern Europe, which was his other options. He says he just wants to leave the country, but doesn't have a plan on where, when, or how.
Have you looked at the visa work permit processes? You don't even know what you can do.
For Mexico, I have not.
What the f are you doing then? USD, the median wage there, by the way, on a monthly basis is $1,400 to $1,500 a month. So if you don't take your American job, good the f luck.
Okay, I mean, Mexico was one option.
You said that is your option, your top option that she highly wants to do.
This is what she wants to do right now.
What's the second best option?
Second best option would be the UK.
Oh, out of all European countries, why'd you have to pick the literal fastest declining? Come on.
He doesn't know where he wants to move. He doesn't know where his fiance really wants to move. Maybe she is serious about Mexico, but they can't swing it. Not with only $7,000 in savings and $22,000 in debt.
Dude, it's done. The UK's done. Pick another one. I'm not even going to allow that as an answer. Just because it's easier to talk there. Okay, Spain. At least they're already done. They're not going down.
Okay.
UK is in the collapse world. Spain, yeah. If you're making a higher income, sure, you can go live there. If you keep your higher income, you can live a great life in Spain. It's not an overall great economic situation in Spain in general if you're going to be going and just working in the economy, though.
Like I said,
Really wish you picked one of the more northern European countries. They're slightly like Poland or Germany,
I would
or
love
Switzerland.
to live in the Netherlands.
There you go. Netherlands is fine, but even still,
Yeah.
I don't think you know your options in terms of visa processes and whatnot.
I should look a whole lot more.
If you want to do a big
processes.
international move in 5 months, I would say, yeah, you probably should look a little bit more.
Like a lot more. Like, don't even the 2 years you spent that you said it was going to take before you get married. Take those 2 years to actually do research on where you want to live before making this move.
Yeah. I'm moving a lot more with our experience that we've traveled a lot into these countries. We spent over a month in Europe last year. That's our perspective as far as where we want to be, how we want to live. Do need to look a lot more into the practical logistical stuff.
Honestly.
So hindsight, what he basically said was, we looked at it from the eyes of a tourist, from the eyes of we were vacationing over there, and we think that this is where we want to live. But we didn't do a lick of research as to what we need to do, how much it's going to cost us, and what the realistic timeline is of when we can move to said country. Great.
Buddy, this sounds like you're just relying on your fiance to me. She has the savings, you have the debt, she's choosing where to go. It sounds like you're just along for the ride, and you're relying on her.
Pretty much.
I will say that she's the one that's more financially responsible.
Well, that's why she's a fan of the show, and she got you to apply, right?
Yeah. Maybe that's why she's also not here, but also she's traveling. So,
by the way, failure rate for those who move to Spain, 73% come back. Just gonna throw that out there.
That's the rate of people that move to Spain and come back to the U.S. Huh. Good to know. It's not impossible.
Yep.
Funny enough, I really should react to that video one day. There is a video from CNBC about somebody who moved to Spain from the United States. So maybe if everybody's interested, probably react to that one too.
Leading cause of failure for all expats are often related to lack of preparation. Well, you're doing this in 5 months and
Have
not
you ever
prepared
been
in
to
any way
Europe?
whatsoever. Yes. And an
Where?
inability to adapt to new circumstances. Germany, Italy, France, Austria.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
I might be the coolest guy you ever met.
I need to explore Eastern Europe a bit more. She's in Germany right now. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Well,
Yeah.
I guess that was a good way to deflect everything I just said.
No, I had no idea that you actually even like been to that side of the world.
Yes,
They
I
have
love
that type of
walkability.
exposure.
Again, I wouldn't go to start a career in life in many places there. In many places, I would.
Would you give an example?
Switzerland,
Switzerland,
Norway,
Yeah.
Poland.
Yeah. Yeah. Norway seems cool.
But
I got a coworker that goes to Norway pretty much twice a year. She loves it out there. Her family's out there, and best friend is from Poland, and I hear nothing but great things about those two places.
up in a way where I probably could. That's
Sure.
not me
Yeah, of
jerking
course.
off. That's I've set myself up. You're hoping
That's
that your
fine.
2,500 followers turns into $5 affiliate deals in 5 months.
$5 affiliate deals.
Dude, you are dramatically overestimating.
Oh man, if you don't know how much affiliates pay, it is low. Like some will pay you like $10, $20 depending on how much they're charging on the back end. Maybe like if it's a couple hundred, a couple $1,000 product. But most affiliates will probably charge you anywhere between $1 to $5 per sale that you make. It is extremely low. That's why you need to be really good at driving a lot of traffic in order to actually make affiliate deals work for you. There's a reason why plenty of content creators on YouTube, affiliate deals is like probably one of the lowest income generators that they have. Brand deals may be number one. Sponsorships will be number two. Maybe even YouTube like ads will be above affiliate deals.
Meeting. Ladies and gentlemen of Financial Audit, this is one of the most exciting moments in this channel's history. You know I've been working on building all these educational... Hey, okay, pause.
Yeah.
Pause.
Sure.
Pause.
Sure. What?
Pause.
What?
Let's bring in a chair. Brandon, come over here. Guess what? He's the head of brand partnerships at Hammer Media. He negotiates just on a daily basis. We're in the top 10 podcasts on all of YouTube.
Okay, this is great
We're in the
insight.
top
This
10
is really good
podcasts
exposure
of
for
all
me.
the internet, and he'll tell you how difficult it can be.
Okay.
All right. Oh, you guys know him. You'll love him. He's the translator. He's the degenerate. He's the brand deals manager. He's the post-show sitter. He's the fat and fatter Brandon. He's here. Okay, so he actually does this stuff on a daily basis.
Okay, yeah. It's
Real conversation on this. Okay,
Let's talk about it.
2,500 followers. He might get up to 6,500 in 5 months on his growth rate. Brand deals, making a living off of that. Thoughts?
So we work with a ton of companies.
Sure, I bet.
Number 7 podcast on YouTube.
Yeah.
The rankings just came out. Now that we're officially on the
That was
podcast.
7.
thing.
We went from 4 to 7. We'll
Yeah.
go back up. Didn't have the best episodes.
Regardless, one of the biggest podcasts truly in the country.
Yeah,
And
you guys are
definitely
huge
on
right
the
now.
platform.
Yeah, it's great.
There are companies that I talk to on a daily basis, and we are very analytical with the things that we actually put in our media kit in
Of
terms
course.
of past partnerships, numbers, data. We're very data driven.
Yeah.
Look at me. I got glasses.
Okay. Very data driven. There are companies that still will not touch us just because they don't see the vision in it.
Okay, sure.
And the size is massive, and we have all the data and the numbers. So when you talk,
Listen, I'm just going to put it to you lightly. They want brand names. Like, they want you to be one of the biggest people out there, and they want big numbers. If you're somebody that is just trying to get into being an influencer or a content creator, anything like that, it is going to take you so long while you build your following before a brand can actually trust you when it comes to that. What is this? Tired of streaming to zero. Let's change that. We will not need to change that. We can stay just how we are. These bots on Kick are crazy.
talk about 2,500 followers.
Yeah.
With 1,000 to 2,000 reels view.
Yes.
Reels.
Would you say that's because of your numbers or because of your niche and audience base?
Less on that. To me, I mean, it's always the hope of a return on investment from a brand deal.
Of course. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's exactly
it.
what it. That's
That's all
exactly
that
what
matters
it's
to me.
about. Their
Yeah.
goal is to, at the minimum, break even.
Okay.
Of course, you can exceed their expectations and make them a ton of money. We have partners that we have made a ton of money.
Yeah.
when you're getting 1,000 views per reel, let's say that you even put something small on there, or even your story, what's like an average story view for you?
Average story, what, like
if you post something on your
Views
Instagram
of a
story
guy.
Instagram stories. I don't even be on Instagram, and I know this.
Social media guy, come on. Story views.
Yeah, my stories, I'm getting like 50 views.
Okay.
Yeah, still pretty low right now.
Most companies are going to have you do like a 3-story click on your Instagram story. They're going to have you do some sort of TikTok integration, some sort of YouTube integration. Your YouTube's not big enough. I don't think your TikTok's big enough.
I don't think he has them.
I actually haven't been focusing on that yet.
Those are the ones that make money, by the way. Just gonna throw that out.
YouTube, I mean, yeah, I when I started doing like any type of content creation, I started with YouTube. Like I said, I did that for about a year.
And most people quit because YouTube is probably the hardest social media platform to grow on. It's the easiest to start from zero because its algorithm is not the type that basically... Let me put it like this. Instagram's algorithm is like this. I have these viewers here. I want to show them the best content possible. Their goal is to essentially keep their viewers on the platform. So they will show them a variety of content to try to keep them there, including yours. Things like Kick and Twitch, while they are bigger when it comes to streaming, is more in a kingmaker system. So you need to already have a following in order to grow on there. But if you're starting from zero, YouTube is typically easier. The easiest is TikTok because you could literally be absolute zero and get 6-figure followings in a couple of months on there, just depending on how often you post and what your engagement's like. But it's hard to grow. And there's a lot of people that think that they can just put up a couple of reels, a couple of shorts, and think that TikTok's blow up algorithm is the same thing on all other platforms, or that the money on YouTube is the same thing on all other platforms. It is not.
Yeah.
So he might get affiliates, the affiliates that everyone can sign up for.
Yes, these aren't ground-changing, earth-shattering affiliates. These are just anybody can sign up for this.
Okay.
And you'd be lucky to get, you know, 5, 10, maybe $15 out of an affiliate deal. But if you're getting 50 views on your story per average,
I think he's on his way to make about $50 to $100 a month.
If you're lucky. And that's
I think that's your income is $50 to $100 a month.
See, my problem is that I did freelance videography for about 5 years, and
great, that's awesome. But when you're moving into a new country, that means you have to get a all new set of clients, which takes a while to do.
I was able to make income by offering my services to local businesses as well.
Well, sure, yeah, great, good grind.
They're willing
and that's
to pay
good,
more.
but remember, it's going to pay dramatically less in Mexico.
Okay, sure. So then I need to have more clients as well as I need to keep on expanding.
Sure, I guess you can work 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
You got to hustle.
To try to make up for it. Yes, but it's still not going to equate to the same amount, especially in an expensive city like Mexico City.
I don't know, man. I'm not taking this discouragement right now.
Oh, man. Okay, I'm gonna introduce it like this. Yes, you can take your freelance skills down to Mexico or down to any country that you choose to live in, and you can try to grow it there. You are going to make less, which means you need more clients to do it. And like I said before, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. So you can't outwork Father Time. So while you do need to get more clients in order to make the same amount of money, your body will eventually give up. Your mind will give up because you're not meant to overwork yourself like that. That's what they're trying to tell you. You can't overwork yourself to the bone like that. You are going to need way more clients to make the kind of living that you're trying to make down there, as you're also growing a social media following. So you're basically working 2 jobs in order to make a living for one person, even though it's a couple, so there's 2 of y'all.
No, we're not here to discourage you. We're here to real world because you're about to blow up your life in 5 months.
I will tell you something. Sure. There's a creator that I know, because I'm very much in this world, a creator with 50,000 followers on Instagram, which is not a lot in the creator world.
Sure,
if that is your job and that is your prime source of income, it's still not a massive following.
We almost have 1 million on Instagram. We don't do Instagram deals, but what have we been offered?
Do you want me to disclose those numbers?
We can either cut it or not. You can.
Like when I sell something on your Instagram or something on your TikTok, it's like
a lot of money.
Oh,
for like one post.
That's juicy.
For like
Okay,
one,
well,
for
I
like
didn't know
one,
that.
for like one post, and we've done it before. We've done it a lot.
Well, we're never going to find out unless you're probably a member and they probably talk about it in the post show, but it is a lot of money.
But there's an influencer that I know that has 50,000. They were lucky enough that a company was willing to take the gamble on them for $2,500, and that
was one time.
That was one time. That's at 50,000, getting a couple 100,000 views on their reels. But at 2,500 followers and 50 views on a story, I mean, buddy, those are
Sounds like
peanuts.
our per follower views is about
a billion trillion smackaroos.
by the math he said. So you will be at.
I can recognize that right now the numbers are pretty low. It's going to take some time. It's going to take a lot of work. 5 months is not a lot of time.
No, it is not.
Your brand deal will be $104.
To performance levels.
$104.
If it means having to live a whole lot more simple.
It's not just about living simple. Mexico City isn't simple.
Okay.
Here's the person not understanding when it comes to wanting to be a content creator or wanting to be an influencer. The money in the very beginning should be the last thing that you care about. I have been posting on YouTube pretty consistently, at least one video a week for the last 6 months. And I grew this channel from 53 subscribers up to 362. Why? Because the money is not the priority for me. It's about building the audience first. Once you build the audience, the money will eventually come via the brand deals, the sponsorships, and all that. But that takes time, especially depending on how much content you're willing to put out, how good your content is resonating with an audience, and your followership growing during that time. If you don't have those things set, then you're not going to be able to make any kind of money off of this. The first thing you need to focus on, one, is systems. Like, how much pieces of content are you willing to put out? The more pieces you can put out, the better. One, because you're getting your name out there to more people, but also you are getting rid of the kinks of like what you need to improve on with content. Like, my biggest thing was, I thought it was the quality of the content. It's really the packaging for me at this point. So I'm like experimenting with thumbnails and titles all the time to try to figure out what works for me so I can build that system. But then you gotta scale out the types of content that you're doing. That's why I do streaming now. Because from streaming, I can make long form videos out of these. I can make shorts out of these. That puts out more content. I get more viewership, more data that I can use, and that'll eventually lead to the growth of my audience. That will eventually lead to money coming in. But you can't go into wanting to build a following with money being the first motivator so you can leave the country and do whatever, because it's going to take a lot of time to do this.
What do you mean? Like
we just pulled up the numbers of what it takes to live there.
Okay, yeah, it's like similar to how I'm living right now.
I'm trying to make you not blow up your entire life.
Okay.
This isn't about discouraging you. You might be able to build this up.
Yeah.
But not in the way that you are thinking, in the time frame you are allowing yourself.
So I need to give myself more time?
As a starter and pay off your...
A lot. Like, you need to give yourself a lot more time.
At first and have a fully funded emergency fund before you even consider this, and even understand the visa and work permit processes.
That's definitely one thing I really need to prioritize.
Oh yeah, in 5 months. Oh, actually, never mind. I got the answer. Hey, Brandon, guess what? I got the answer of how he's actually doing it. Okay, good. He borrows money from mom and dad currently. Oh, and the in-laws currently.
I did that one time.
Great.
You borrow money from your in-laws? Nah.
And when did I borrow money from my in-laws?
I don't know. This is what I got.
No. I didn't borrow money from them.
The car.
When we initially, my parents helped me with money when we were moving from New York, as well as when I bought a car.
And now you're moving in an even more expensive move.
It will be a pretty expensive move given that it is international.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And you had to borrow to move in national. Local.
A little bit. Yeah, I borrowed $1,000.
It's borrowing money. It's just showing that you cannot do it yourself.
No,
I
he
mean, that's why I'm in this situation now that I'm over $20,000 in debt. I didn't bring a lot of money.
Yeah, no one's combating that. I'm saying you're trying to do this again, but more expensive in 5 months, but you have less money than before.
Okay, so I need to make more money, and I might need to give myself more time.
Dude, if we were on a 2 to 3 year track, yes, I would say make more money. You're talking about doing this in a quarter and a half.
Okay, we can't have the conversation about like if this would be like a year, 2 years.
Of course
from now.
we could, but you said you're doing it in 5.
That's
but you and your fiance are expecting.
That would be ideal. That's when our lease is ending. So when that happens, it's either that we re-sign and we have to give ourselves a whole other year, or this starts a whole other conversation.
Okay. All right, Bruno.
Brandon's in the background, like he doesn't even know where to put his face because he wants to laugh listening to all of this.
Well, we'll send you away.
This is the situation. Thank you for your time.
Absolutely, buddy.
But let's get into these numbers. What do you think your financial score is? 0 to 10, 0 being the worst, 10 being the best.
1.8.
Okay, that's not how that works, but that's okay.
That's
want
the score that you gave me already, Caleb.
Oh, the website? Well, it rounds up to 2. Okay, so you're a 2.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. We'll see. If
Maybe.
you want
it might be a 1.
If you want that score, take the assessment for free at calebhammer.com. Figure out where you are in the world of money, where you can do better, where you're already doing great, where you need to improve, all that good stuff. It is free at calebhammer.com. And make sure you sign up for my favorite budgeting app. Financial Audit is powered by DollarWise. All you got to do is sign up for the free trial. And if you like it, take the annual version to save a lot of money. And I will send you And I'll send you my budget-friendly cookbook signed by me, mailed directly to you. Check that out. It's fun. DollarWise.com to learn more. By the way, I will say this. If anyone's ever had DollarWise out there and you had issues, fair enough. We had outside contractors. They sucked. We fired them. I built an internal team. And the day before I filmed this episode, which is many weeks before you see this, we launched 4.0, and every single bug anyone has ever been complained about has been completely fixed, and the app is now top of the market. Go check it out. It's very exciting.
You like it
Love
better than
the
Rocket
internal
Money?
team. Huh?
I don't know if you ever compared DollarWise to Rocket Money.
Yes,
Rocket
believe
Money.
it or not, my business internal team that I've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars to build out does product market research. Okay.
Sounds great. Just try it out. I've been using Rocket Money, so I hope it's better.
Yes. Much less cluttered, much easier to use. Yes.
Sounds great.
Okay, big guy. Venture, what is going on?
What are we spending it on?
What's going on with the card? I don't know, buddy. You tell me. I don't know you.
Okay, all right. The card is my current highest balance. It's mainly been used for travel.
Why are you traveling so much? Is that your influencer bullshit?
That's part of it. That's also...
You're doing cars.
Okay, my fiance and I love to travel. It's part of our life.
But you can't afford to travel. If you can't afford to travel, why are you putting it on a credit card that you're not going to pay off?
Influencer.
Well, I think she can be a travel influencer.
Is she trying to be?
Then
f you.
We've had conversations about her being a travel vlogger.
Oh, guys,
she's a
they've
great
had
writer,
conversations.
And
vlogging. It's 2018, 2017 YouTube.
Having a travel blog. She's a writer.
Blog.
So okay, he was about to say travel blog. Blogging is dead, but vlogging on at least YouTube and through streaming platforms is starting to make somewhat of a comeback. It's not as big as it was in 2018, where everybody was vlogging and Casey Neistat was leading the charge, but it is getting back up there because people have more of a want for more simplistic content, not the over-the-top production stuff anymore. People love Financial Audit because it's kind of like Jerry Springer, but for personal finance. But lately, people are just going more along the lines of wanting how do I say this? Wanting the more simplistic videos.
Writer.
Okay,
yes.
We're going back to 2008.
People subscribe to Substack.
Yes, people subscribe to Substack. Hey, maybe if she's lucky, she'll get $100 in affiliates too.
That could be great.
Sorry.
We can work as a team.
I'm sorry. It's just where you guys are trying to. I would love everyone that wants to be a creator to be a creator. I cheer for it. You're just going in such a optimistic worldview way that's unrealistic. and unintentional with what you're trying to do.
I mean, how else are we supposed to look at it? We need to be at least a little bit delusional to even go for the dream, right?
No, you gotta lock down, put realistic goals, and grind to get to every goal along the way to get to the ultimate goal.
I think there's a balance
Instead,
of
you're
both.
just like, oh, that's gonna
like,
happen.
You need to.
We talked about blogging. Let's be honest, your bank saving account is...
He is mad, but listen, you got to listen to the person who has like almost 2.5 million subscribers on YouTube alone, let alone the other platforms. And that's just on this channel. He also has the Caleb Hammer live one for his live streams. Dude knows what he's talking about when it comes to this platform.
Probably doing less than your expired gym membership. The national average savings rate at sweet 3.75% APY with Chime's high yield savings account today. Okay, so this is your everyday travel card. Wonderful.
Yeah, it's what we mainly be using.
But you missed the payment. You were behind.
So
minimum monthly payments $1,256.
I can explain.
We have a balance of $7,879.62 with interest charging of $186.67.
Yeah.
Go ahead and explain it.
So yeah, the situation sucks. I was looking into options to save money on interest. I wanted to look at see what loans
save money.
I could qualify for. Okay, first of all, this has been a huge investment for our knowledge,
you know
for
what
our
an
lifestyle.
Investment is? Oh my,
dude! I don't have any student loan debt, so instead,
that's nice. You don't have any student loan debt, which student loan debt is low. Like if you're doing federal, student loan debt is low. My student loan debt was like 4.6%. Credit cards are 20 to 25 to even 30%. Credit card debt is in all aspects worse off than having student loan debt.
What? Yeah.
Oh wait, don't tell me everybody was actually clapping. Please tell me that was just a sound effect.
No, guys, he doesn't have a 4% subsidized federal student loan with lots of protections to get a return on investment from his degree. Instead, he has 30% credit card debt.
Okay.
What?
All right. Okay.
What are you bragging about?
I'm bragging about the fact that, like, at least, I mean, I don't know, I can go bankrupt and I still wouldn't be stuck with that debt.
Yeah, student loans, he is so forgiving. Federal.
It would have been a lot more money. People are on
Do you
average
think what I would have suggested is go to college for 4 years and borrow whatever it takes to get whatever degree you want, or travel to anywhere you want and put it all on credit cards? Do you think those are the two options I would have provided? Why are you conflating those as the options?
I'm not. Okay, it's because I'm saying that it was an investment on knowledge.
Knowledge.
What knowledge did you get?
Well,
the wheels go up this far into takeoff.
I mean, a lot of people don't get the experience of traveling the world. Yeah.
What's your knowledge? What did you gain that you're able to apply for a higher income? Making definitely probably just about the median in.
Or just simply, what did you study?
Miami.
I think
so you have not applied that very well.
Look, I think that the experience we've got traveling.
The experience, sure.
Is very valuable. And yeah, I think it's
valuable in which way?
In
terms of fun memories, sure.
And how we want to live the rest of our lives, bro. And that it's not going to be here. I don't want to raise my kids in the suburbs.
Then move to not the suburbs. You can be downtown Austin. You can be downtown Miami. You can be New York. You can be.
New York is the closest thing.
It is. Chicago's pretty good too. San Francisco.
I love Chicago. Yeah, I spent some time there too. Love Chicago.
San Francisco's walkable. Portland's very walkable. Many parts of Seattle are walkable.
I'm not
saying we don't have it. I'm not saying it's perfect. And I much prefer.
It's definitely yeah.
I much prefer how communities are built in Europe. I do agree. They're much more human focused.
Yeah. So that's the value.
But you said you were getting education and a lot of shit from. What are you talking about in terms of, dude? Drop your little person down in Google Maps and you can tell somewhere's walkable. You don't need to be traveling.
That's not the same as actually going there and experiencing.
It's not the same, but you can tell what is walkable and what's not.
Culturing yourself.
No, but you can culturing yourself. But you're saying you're getting all this value, all this education. You were trying to conflate it with borrowing for student loans. Buddy, you learned somewhere was walkable. Woo! And they spoke a different language. Yippee! Great, buddy. You could have figured out where you wanted to move relatively with some decent research, and then practice going to one place. if that was the highest research place that aligned with what you wanted to do.
I don't know. I'm glad
You're
that
excusing
I
and
don't-
coping with you wanting to see the world with getting a ton of value from it. You had fun. You had good memories. I'm not discounting that. But
Okay.
you're trying to conflate it with something so much more. You're trying.
Which is what a lot of people do. Like, a lot of people travel the world, experience life as someone who is vacationing in a place, and think that that's going to be there every day if they move there. The reality is, once you move there completely, it's a whole different ballgame. People, put it like this. People come to the U.S. from other countries to experience what it's like in certain places. I live in New York. There are tourists everywhere. And then they move to New York and see that, hey, the glitz and glamour of New York when you were vacationing here is not what you're going to get when you move here. So unfortunately, people have this like delusion that they could just leave their country or leave their state, leave their city, and everything's going to be peaches and cream. It is not. Unless you have money to comfortably make this move work, it is not going to work out for you.
To justify and cope the fuck out of this. Why'd you move from New York then? By the way, if that's what you want, because that's where you would want to be.
Well, we wanted to spend some time closer to family because we know we've known for some time now that we want to move out of the country. From New York, yeah. I mean, yeah, but I'm still seeing family a whole lot more often now that I'm in Florida rather than being in New York.
Okay, well that's
and
good.
So we want to move further away.
Something tells me Europe is far.
Yeah, so that was the point. That's the point. If you're going to listen to me for a second, is that we decided to move to Florida for some time so we can get some time with family before we decide, hey, we're going to move to another side of the world. We're not going to have the same level of access.
But why not back to New York then?
I'm
moving to New York.
That's great. I'm so happy
excited
for you guys. Yeah, I heard about that. That's
not
awesome.
for the taxes or finance. Let me tell you, people
I believe that,
always ask about that. It's literally just the walkability.
I bet it'll be for the lifestyle, which is
the lifestyle.
I think it's worth it.
Yeah, when people value that. Some people don't.
Some people, yeah, but it's
okay. It doesn't matter. Why not go back there? Because at least you could do what you're doing here.
I would consider moving back to New York. I felt like if we didn't leave New York, we were never going to. I think that's what's going to happen.
You know the education they did, by the way, in order to figure out what walkable city they wanted to move to? A 34-day backpacking trip in northern Africa.
What, you're talking about when we went to Morocco?
Yes, that is in northern Africa.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we were in Morocco, we went to Paris.
You were considering moving to Morocco.
London. I'm not considering moving to Morocco.
Then why'd we go there? I thought this was the entire point. This was you were trying to justify and
part of our
cope
trip.
with. It was a part of you having fun and blowing money you didn't have. And that's all it is.
We wanted to.
You learned that some cities can have all their buildings be blue. Yippee!
Okay, I mean,
it's cool.
Okay, this could also be a very good experience if she wants to be a travel blogger. This is, investing into.
How much did the Moroccan trip cost?
In Morocco, I mean, you want the price for the whole trip altogether?
Sure.
Or just,
Yes, the whole trip.
How much was the trip?
The whole trip, it was around 8,000.
Good. So with her travel vlogging with the commission, she's likely going to get similar to you. 8,000. Let's see here. Okay, she needs to get about 80 sponsorships if she's averaging a couple a month. We're talking like 3.5 years just to make that up. And I'm sure in order to do the blog, she's going to need to travel quite a few more times in that time period.
Okay, sure. This is also assuming very small.
I wish we knew like what the fiance does, because how are you spending $8,000 to travel on one trip to Morocco? It was 30-some days, but one trip, $8,000. I make a good enough living. I'm very grateful for how much I make, but I can't even afford to do that.
All performance numbers.
Let me guess, you guys are getting married, and I know people like you travel. You probably needed like a dream wedding destination, dream honeymoon too.
We want to have a small wedding, but we do want to have
somewhere
a destination wedding. Yeah, you guessed it. Yeah,
I sure did.
Yeah.
And where's that gonna be? Do you know?
Probably Morocco or Portugal. Yeah.
Are they gonna be happy seeing her ankles?
She'll be wearing a dress. Also, it would be in a private location. Have you been to Morocco?
No, one of my employees is from there, though, so we love to joke about Morocco.
Oh, that's funny. It's a great place, man. You should check it out.
No, it's good. I actually really want to go.
Yeah, you should.
I make fun of jokes of all cultures. Doesn't mean I hate the culture. I make fun of Americans, too. Don't think I'm racist against Moroccans. I make fun of everyone. That's the fun of living in this world. Okay. Oh, great. And you just came back from Colombia for a wedding. No, fuck, dude.
We were in Colombia earlier this year for a wedding. Yeah.
What the fuck are we
Yeah, her
doing?
cousin was getting married.
You have there.
This is the prototypical, like, person of the current generation that puts themselves in a mountain of debt just to travel. This is why we did the travel video before looking at this one. It's insane.
Your cope for doing all these things are insane. All right, capital venture, yes. Total fees, $209. We've been late plenty of times this year so far on this.
Yeah,
That's
so
great.
I was enlisted.
We're over the limit by $879.
I was trying to enlist the help of a credit consolidation agency. And
Why
it seemed
would you
pretty
do that?
sketchy. Yeah, it was kind of dumb.
I agree. Why would you do that?
That was dumb. I was, like I said, I was looking for options to save money on interest, trying to see where I can pull money from, or what were my options as far as like what I can qualify to borrow.
Why not
money.
make your payments while you're still doing that?
So that's what was sketchy about this whole.
They wanted
credit.
it to go to collections, and they would negotiate collections.
Exactly. Yeah.
I don't like it if your credit, but
I didn't like it either, and that's why I stopped.
It can be a
and
good
pulled
method
out the money.
depending on what situation you're in. You're just not in that situation.
I don't think
you
so.
have 4 credit cards.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's why I stopped doing that. I pulled out the money that I was saving in their account and immediately put that to those cards. But it wasn't much. It was only $1,700. Did that for.
I'll put the normal monthly payment at about $125 because obviously you have to catch up with the $1,256.
Oh yeah.
It's fucking crazy. $40 the late fee. So you've had 3 late fees this year so far, probably just about. It's insane. Just on that card alone. And you're right. I mean, I don't see any spending on this because you were traveling your dick off, but it's well above the credit limit now. So I wouldn't be able to see any spend.
$1,600 over, almost $1,700 over the limit between 2 cards is wild.
On this?
I haven't used it in a while.
You can't.
I can't. Yeah, I haven't been able to.
You can't.
Not that I.
This is what we got. Once they got together, they're just endlessly traveling, at least a dozen cities and a few countries constantly.
It's been pretty great.
Going to Puerto
We have a lot
Rico's
of content
aunt's
on it,
wedding
too.
cost $2,000. Dominican Republic for a week to see family, $2,000. Went to California for a week, $2,000. Went a cruise from Barcelona to Italy and what is it, Ibiza?
Ibiza, yeah.
Ibiza, $6,000.
Oh yeah, I should do
Going
that
to
too.
Chicago, 34-day trip across Northern Africa and Europe, Croatia, Rome, Florence, Milan, Barcelona, Morocco, Portugal, London, Paris, $8,500.
We have lots of content
Went
on
to
all
the
of it, too.
Eiffel
Really good
Tower,
stuff.
went to the proposal, spending all their money.
He keeps saying that they got lots of content over this, but guess what? You're not posting any of it. So if you're not posting it, you don't have content.
In the world. You're in a dream destination back to Morocco. Oh my goodness. And then we're gonna go on a nice little honeymoon. I want you to travel. I want you to do all these things. I want everyone to do these things.
Sure.
Don't think I'm evil saying I'm not wanting you to do it. I want you to do it in a financially healthy place so you don't your entire life.
Yeah, it's in a pretty bad situation right now, and that's a big part of the reason.
I mean, your credit score is 513.
It's pretty bad. It's the lowest it's ever
Pretty
been.
bad. That's insane.
It's
That's one of
insane.
the. That's
Yeah.
like on the bad.
That is probably one of the lower credit scores I've seen on Financial Audit, being a fan of this show. I can tell you, even with my bad credit, when I was like rebuilding I never hit the low 500s. I think the lowest my credit score has ever gotten was like maybe 570. And at that point, it took me about 2-3 years to bring it back to the low 700s, let alone rebuilding it from there to where I'm at now.
Bad scale.
And
That's not even
it really
close.
dropped that low within the last
You rolled
year
for
or
maxed
two.
out, dick. Okay. Yes, because you're over maxed out.
Yeah.
I'll let you use the Fizz card. It's a debit card that builds credit. We'll see if they actually even let you have it. I'm sure they will, but what the f? I also get, if you ever have to switch careers when you move somewhere, I'll get you a course career certification. A lot of people in our audience and our guests have done it, and they've boosted their resumes and their income a lot. So
what is it?
Those. It's a certification in whatever field you want. A lot of them focus on trades or tech for course careers, but it's free for you because you're a guest on the show. Thanks to them.
All right. Well, I have a few certifications, but it'd be great to get more.
Get more.
Sure. Yeah.
Discover it. Tell me what's going on.
So the Discover card. What was I using this? I mean, I will say one thing. I had a bit of a failing business. So I was
hit him with the Michael Bay.
Tell me all about it.
So I was
because this will be very important to know as you're talking about scaling this new business.
Yeah. So I started reselling sneakers back right before COVID, and I was getting some profit there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And of course, I was also just kind of buying some sneakers from my own collection, like the ones I'm wearing today.
Oh, good.
Listen, you never use your own supply, and you never spend money on product for yourself. If you want a business to succeed, those are the 2 rules you got to live by.
You look like
no, they don't. You just don't have tastes. You drive a Tesla anyway.
What does that even mean?
It means that you're a normie.
It's a car you could never afford.
I wouldn't want that car.
But you could never afford it.
I'm sure I could eventually afford it. Not today, not tomorrow.
Not the track you're going on, big guy.
All right, man. I'm 26. I got a whole lot of life ahead of me.
It's worth your debt times 4.
Got a whole lot of life ahead of me, and a lot of abilities to learn and adapt, and skills that I'm already carrying.
Abilities are cool, but you don't have the habits. You have to build the habits to get to where you want to be in life. Like, skill set is great and all, but skills with no discipline and no habits is just wasted talent at that point.
You did going to Morocco?
Yeah, man, I picked up a little bit of Arabic.
Great, now you can do customer service. I don't know. What do you want?
Wow.
What am I supposed to do?
No, but anyway, so I was reselling sneakers. I decided I also wanted to start a clothing brand like every Gen Z person decides to do. So I took my graphic design skills, built it up a little bit more, and, invested in some inventory and a website. And pop-ups. I was in New York City, so I was popping up in various parts of the city, selling clothes and
Definitely
sneakers.
not a competitive clothes market at all in New York.
Yeah, no, I mean, people buy, but people also sell, so yeah.
Did you... What was the failing business? You brought up this card, failing business. You went into debt for the business?
I went into debt for the business.
There it is. Okay, so you never made an actual money net.
No. Or at least...
How long were you trying to do this? Just like he's trying to do his current thing?
That wasn't long, maybe 6 to 8 months.
How much debt did you go into for 6 to 8 months of this?
I mean, just that was at least $2,000.
Oh, dude.
You went $2,000 in debt for a business.
I just don't know. Why did you go into debt for it instead of try to instead of cash flow it?
That's a good question. It was a matter of me investing into a product I had to have made overseas. Because it was actually cheaper to do that rather than having it made in New York for obvious reasons. I was mainly making products that were just made to order, so I didn't have to invest into any inventory. I was doing that for a while, and I got a couple sales, but I didn't like what I was making.
You ever taken an entrepreneur class?
I actually did study some entrepreneurship when I was in college.
I knew he took one of the in college. Okay.
Yeah, in college. No, I didn't buy a course on entrepreneurship.
Okay, because most of them are bullshit. We have educational products, but at least they're top rated in the industry.
I don't trust.
Okay, I've done both. I've done the entrepreneurship courses that you can buy, and I've also done it in college as well. I would say college definitely taught me, at least that class did, taught me a lot more because it was more hands-on training. Put it like this. It was the entrepreneurship course in Brooklyn College, and they teach you entrepreneurship. Yes, they teach you all the foundations of it, from setting up a business, marketing, sales, and all of that. However, as part of the class, you also had to start a business. 1, you had to build a business plan, and 2, you had to start an actual business. You was either selling jewelry on campus, which the professor actually owned and the money went back into the program, or you sold your own product and you got to keep the money that you made from that. That was probably like top 5, one of the best experiences I've ever had in entrepreneurship at all. And I actually got to participate in a business plan competition because of it, because we had a dang good plan at that time. So I will say, if you're able to take an entrepreneurship class, not a course, I advise taking it.
Buying courses, I've almost
There are some good ones out there. It's just like 95% suck.
Yeah, no, a lot of them suck. So I just kind of avoid them and kind of mostly just opt for, YouTube University and try to keep up with.
So lots of
YouTube University is still good. Yes, there is a lot of slop on there, but if you get it from a reputable creator, someone who actually has proven success, like if you want to learn entrepreneurship from YouTube University, Alex Hormozi is probably the #1 person that I think anybody who is looking for that should follow, because he gives out pretty much everything completely for free on his channel. He does have 3 books. They don't cost that much to get them as well. And he really genuinely, from what I see from his videos, does want people to succeed in business.
Sort through.
Oh, of course. Yeah, definitely still a lot. But
do you still buy sneakers and do all this?
I haven't done that in a while.
Okay, Colton's telling me he still buys sneakers.
I mean, the last pair of sneakers I bought.
Colton goes through your finances. If you are lying, you will be discovered.
Was over a year ago.
Okay.
I spent $400 on them. There were Jordans for me and her, matching pairs. But yeah, that was over a year ago.
How romantic. Okay. $5,863.60. And 60 cents on the.
Jeez, these numbers are getting huge. What is he at now currently? 13,000. I think that's before this. So it's 18.
Discover a card. $96 of interest accruing and 55 cents. Minimum monthly payment $118. 23 years to pay this off, by the way, if you do minimum monthly payments only without purchasing. But guess what? Oh, we purchase. Oh, baby, we purchase. $80.04 of purchasing. Why the f are we purchasing on a card when we have other cards maxed out and it takes your entire lifetime so far, essentially, to pay it off?
I mean, I definitely avoid using that card whenever I can.
Which is why he spent $80 on it.
Yeah, I mean, I must have.
What's your avoid? Because the other one was incapable to spend on because you pushed it well beyond max, so you had to spend it on this?
No.
Is that what avoiding is?
It's that I use my debit card to pay for things now because I can't use my credit cards. And if I run out of money and I need things like gas for my car.
Okay, payroll is $3,404 that came in last month. How much did you spend? Now, this includes some interest going up because that adds to the credit card balances. But how much went out? We know inflow. How much was outflow?
In August, I spent over $2,200. In July, I spent over.
Okay, full outflow in the month that we're looking at was $4,436.
That had to have been in June or July.
Dude, yeah. Whatever month we're looking at, big guy.
Yeah.
Oh, got a
this
new
credit
follower.
card statement is showing.
Yo, I'm watching you for the
July
first
through August. It's half July, half August.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Hold up. Yo, I'm watching you for the first time. Love to come watch again. Can you add me on Discord? Probably. Actually, probably will add you on Discord. Hold up. But yeah, definitely feel free to come back though. That's what, Vision Grace? Yeah, shout out for the follow.
Yeah, okay. Wasn't June.
Okay, yeah, July. Yeah, I spent some money in July.
And August.
July and August.
Spend some money. What was I spend some money?
I spent some money.
On what? Delaying the thing you want to do in 5 months or 6 months from then.
What did I spend money on in that time?
What did you spend money on in that time?
I mean,
let's find out. You got some gas, you got some parking, and then you spent $31.80 at Graphicasana.
What?
Graphicasana. Graphicasana.
Graphicasana.
It's travel entertainment business of some kind. Graphicasana. $31.80.
Never heard of this in my life. Graphicasana.
$0.80.
To be honest, I don't remember what that is.
You had 4 purchases on this card. Gas, 2 parking, and then this. And you don't know what this is after 4 purchases.
I can't.
$31.80.
How much?
$30.81. $31.80.
$30.81. What day?
August 3rd?
The 3rd of last month.
The 3rd of last month. $30.
$31.80.
He has no idea.
Oh, yeah.
Had to have been something.
Guys, by the way, we've had approximately 4 late fees on this card this year so far.
This is still the Venture card?
Discover it.
Discover it. I've had that many late fees on that card.
Oh, you sure have, big guy. Oh, you sure have.
Yes, you have.
Yeah.
I did not expect that for that card.
Oh.
I knew for the Venture.
Oh, sure.
And the other Capital One card, but not that one.
Oh, good. There's more coming. Wonderful. Sure did.
I can't recall exactly what that was. I know
This is
that
in a court of law.
in August, and really just in general, we've been driving a lot back and forth to Tampa because that's where my parents live. And when we do that, we spend a lot of money on gas. We might buy a gift. So I can't recall exactly what that was, but it could have had something to do with that.
What ethnicity are you? Because I thought you made a... I thought you said you were like Arabic earlier, but then you said you're Hispanic.
No, I'm not. No, people mistake me for being Arabic. I'm Hispanic. My parents are Dominican.
Oh, okay. 20% interest rate on this thing, buddy. Almost $700 in interest this year so far on this card alone. It's
pretty bad.
What was it on the last card? On the last card, it was this year alone, $1,200. So now we're up to $2,000 this year.
Do you know how ridiculous your debt has to be if you got almost $1,200 in interest being accruing in a year? That's insane. Like, even by my standards.
So far on interest this year so far.
This is why I was looking into options to save money on interest.
But it's not about that, because you would have f***ed it if you consolidated. If you consolidated, big guy, not the debt for like forgiveness. If you did a consolidation loan, given access to more money to spend on these cards without changing your behavior first, you would have racked it up again.
Well, that's why I'm trying to change my behavior now.
I know. I'm just saying I'm glad you didn't, because you would have f***ed it.
Yeah, I'm trying
Changing
not
your
to
behavior now, we'll see. I mean, a week before coming on the show doesn't really count to me, but yes. Yes. Okay. Well, with your fiance, even, she's the one with money. What's your guys' relationship with money with each other? We already know what you like, that hitting thing. But beyond that, what is this relationship looking like financially?
I mean, I'm not sure how to explain it aside from I've really been the one that would do a lot more spending between like wanting to take her out, but also spending money on myself. Where she's been a whole lot better about budgeting, saving.
Okay.
Yeah.
How's that going to link up when it comes to marriage? If you want to land a high-paying job but don't have experience or a degree, then you need to learn about Course Careers. It is the easiest way to experience or degrees. Their courses teach you everything you need to know to land your first entry-level job. And they have a 100% free introductory course for each career that teaches you all about what the job is like, how much money you'd make, and how exactly to land your first job was starting from scratch. Click the link below to sign up for one of their free courses today.
That I need to change my habits. That I need to.
What habits? What has she gotten pissed about?
The other thing was that when I got my current job, it's pretty far from where we live in Miami, so I needed to get a car. And the dealership was offering me a pretty good deal on a car.
The dealership you worked for?
Yeah.
You got a good deal? Oh, fuck. You got sold.
He got swindled by his own job. They really did him dirty.
By the sales.
Yeah, based on what I was looking at, they were giving me a trade-in car.
You damn marketed yourself. All right. Keep going. Tell me about it.
It was still a bad idea because I was giving myself a car payment. I was desperate. I wanted to get a car. I had been taking the bus for a month at that point, taking Ubers.
Then you can do another month. And save up. Come on, walkable city guy. You're supposed to love public transportation.
I got impatient. Yeah, but the public transit in Miami is bullshit.
Yeah, but they got things that other cities don't have still.
Sure. I was getting fed up with it. I was already looking into options for buying a car, and this seemed like a better option. So my parents and her helped me put together the down payment on the car.
What does that mean?
It means that I didn't have enough money to put the...
It means he borrowed money from his fiance, his parents, and his in-laws. Bro is a real piece of work.
Down payment on the car myself.
They came together? And pooled money together
They pulled money for me to get the down payment on the car. We put $3,000 down on the car. And I was handling the payments, the insurance, the gas in the car. I was paying it for a couple months, but it was a lot of money. Like the car payment was about $350. Insurance was like another over $200. The car wasn't great on gas. It was an SUV. So I was paying well over like $700 a month on this car bullshit. And she didn't like the idea of getting that car in the first place.
Did you? She's the one that at least knows what she's doing.
Yeah, I wanted to get a car. I was convincing her that it didn't look like there were many other cars at this quality, like at this
quality. Why the f do you care about quality? Dude, you're just trying to get...
No, I'm talking about like the mileage on it. There was going to be like a reliable car that it wasn't going to cost.
How much was it?
What, the miles? Or how much was the car? The car was $12,500.
It's not the worst. Why was she so vehemently against it? Because that's about where I would have advocated for. I would have tried to get closer to about 10.
Yeah,
but
like
what was wrong?
It wasn't an outrageous amount of money.
Well, there was the fact
I would have tried to say under 10 because bro has no money.
That you should have.
It was more than what I could afford.
It was more than you could afford, which is why you should have been doing public transportation for another month, saved up some money, maybe another 2 months, saved up some money, and put a chunky down payment down on it, about 20%.
But the problem, too, is that I still had a car payment, and the insurance was high on it because it was a luxury car. I didn't necessarily want to buy a luxury car, but it was more expensive to buy
Did you guys fight about
a Japanese car. A bit. I mean, it wasn't, like, one of the worst fights. But it was difficult to come to a compromise about it. And even after buying the car, she was happy that we got it, but she was still unhappy about the financial situation behind it, that I wasn't able to pay for it up front. I wasn't able to pay.
Is she not embarrassed on behalf of, like, well, I guess herself to her parents? Her parents. Come on, you're going to be their son-in-law.
Yeah.
Look what they had to do.
Well, it wasn't her parents; it was my parents to help pay.
But they've stepped in, right?
They haven't not with money. They have helped us in the sense that when we first moved to Miami, we were living with them for a few months before we found our place. So the four of us were living.
You're not embarrassed to your parents that they had to work with their future
I am embarrassed about that. I initially didn't want to move in with them, but we decided we were gonna live with them for a few months.
Never do it. Never do it, because if it all goes down and it fails like the way it seems to be going right now you're being looked at with such judgment from your own fiance, your parents, your fiance's parents. That's just going to make the dinner table that much more awkward. So why put yourself in that situation? Just take the bus. Just take the bus, grind away, save some money, get a car for less than $10K that you can actually afford without needing to borrow it from other people. Don't do that to yourself. That just makes... You're not even married yet, and he's already making his marriage difficult.
Save up money and get our own place, and we were able to do that. That was a win.
It's a win.
Yeah.
Were you guys in a position where you should have yet? Because it's okay to be at home for a second while you're getting yourself on your feet. It's better to set yourself up for success as long as you're not being enabled. I'm only against it when people are enabled.
Sure. I mean, we haven't fell back on rent at any point. We've been able to handle the housing situation just fine as far as bills and utilities. I actually do cover some of that. We split rent in half, and I typically will pay for internet and
how big's your apartment?
And electric. We share like a decent sized studio apartment. It's about 700 square feet. Yeah.
That's good for a studio to be 700 square feet. Put it like this. I live in a studio. This place is 570 square feet, which is large compared to New York City standards. So not bad.
Yeah. So the studio apartment, we pay $1,800 a month.
And if you just got engaged her, by the way, that probably means you got a ring.
I did get a ring. It's a funny situation with the ring. So the first
hilarious.
I got her a ring for the engagement, and it was what I could afford at the time. It was like just $300, maybe $350.
Okay.
It wasn't like a crazy ring. I got her something different that she would appreciate. Just got her like a gold band. and I wanted to get her an
That's perfectly fine.
emerald because she's Colombian, and that's where emeralds are from.
Okay.
And she wanted something different. But I knew I eventually wanted to upgrade her ring.
It's like an iPhone. Okay.
Oh, I should tell her that. Her
How much is that going to cost?
What, the new ring?
Yeah.
The new ring is valued close to $8,000.
Oh, on me,
So the whole trip to Morocco in a ring. No.
dude.
No, but look, it's not. It's in the family already. It belongs to the grandmother. Her grandmother has the ring. She's had it for a long time.
Is she alive?
She's alive.
Are we waiting for her to not be?
No, we're going to give her money in parts.
Is that her wedding ring?
No, her grandmother is not married anymore, and this is not.
But
her
was it
wedding.
her wedding? No.
No,
okay.
no, I don't think so.
So
she
she
would have
has-
told me. I think.
Huh?
No.
She's down for this.
She's down for this.
How much are you gonna pay? It's funny that's just charging you, but
so I mean, she doesn't want to pay me the full price. She wants some money up front because she's also going on a trip.
To heaven or hell?
No, she's doing great, man.
I'm kidding.
No, I want to pay her $800 up front by the end of this month. And
how are you fitting that into where you spend more than you make? That doesn't make.
This dude wants to do a lot of things in such little time. So let me get this straight. You want to make money as an influencer. You want to make money as an influencer, getting brand deals. You want to leave the country. You want to upgrade your fiance's ring. And you're doing all this between 1 to 5 months when you only have $160 in savings. Your fiance supposedly has $8,000 in savings. You make $53,000 a year, but you're going to quit your job when you move out of the country. Yeah, this dude is all over the place. I don't understand it.
Any sense? But you're behind on 2 credit card payments, one that we're about to talk about.
well, in the last
How do you do that?
in the last month,
Oh,
I
shut the
spent
fuck up with
less
this,
than
buddy.
what I made.
have until mid last month. These statements
I
go
don't
through
know.
mid last month, Dick.
Well, Dick, I've been doing my own budgeting too, and I don't
trust
And your budgeting isn't working. It's not working.
your budget. You're not a reliable source. Look at the financial situation you got yourself in. That means
All right.
nothing.
Okay. All right. Sure. Yeah.
We literally have your documents and we put it into a spreadsheet and we got all the numbers. Spent hours on it. I don't care what your budgeting has done.
Okay. All right.
Who knows what you've linked and not linked? Okay, Capital One. So we got to get $800 by the end of this month. How much do you owe after that? Because you said down.
Yeah. So after that, I mean, she didn't give me an exact number. I think she was talking about somewhere around 3,000.
Yeah. After or with the 8?
No, with total.
So 2,400.
It was probably less. She was like really pushing that, like, this is a gift. She wants some money for it because it's so valuable. She's had it for such a long time. And I want to respect that. And yeah, give her some money for it. If it means like paying her a little bit of money month to month, helping her live the way she wants to.
Okay. All right, Capital One, $5,817.79.
No. Minimum payment due $1,044. How late are you with this that you owe that?
Completely behind.
Yeah, so that one.
And over the limit by $870.79.
That one.
No, that's not even the minimum monthly payment being over $1,000. Yo, I would just give up on his finances at that point. I don't think he should be married. I don't think so.
Used in the process of moving.
When? When did you move?
From New York to Miami.
Yeah. When was that? Yes, I asked where when I said
just
when.
over a year ago.
Okay. So why the f is it behind just over a year later?
Because it was already pretty high, and
No, why is it behind? Why aren't you making your minimums? Your minimums are probably 125.
It's behind because, like I said, the whole credit consolidation thing. They were trying to work with Capital One for
But you
both of those
didn't do that
cards.
with the Discover.
No, I was still paying the Discover.
This year was a mess.
So
I was
okay.
late a couple times, but I was still paying.
Owed right now is $1,044. It's probably a normal 125 minimum to payment. That's what we'll calculate into the budget, but we got to catch up, obviously, and that's more important. Your grandma's gonna have the ring, so you don't have to do that this month. Because you already proposed and everything. 21 years to pay this off, minimum monthly payments only without any purchases. Good luck with that not any purchases thing. This is at a 30% interest rate of death. We're talking about 4 missed payments this year so far, 4 late payments. In fact, these missed payments, that's probably what's you've had missed payments, and that's what's hitting your credit. And
that was part of the
over the
whole
limits.
credit consolidation situation.
Oh, your credit's fucked. Yeah. And then about $1,000 in interest this year so far. So what are we at? 3,000.
This man's credit is through the dumpster. If I thought 500s was bad, he's like going into the realm of maybe hitting the 300s.
1,000? No. Yeah, 3,000 this year so.
Okay, maybe 400s. 300s is usually reserved if you have like a bankruptcy.
Foreign interest gone. It's an entire month's income for you. You've lost a month's income just on these 3 credit cards alone this year.
Yeah.
And you want to move to another country? You want to make a living off $100 a month in affiliate marketing? Okay.
Trying to make way more than that in affiliate marketing.
I know you want to. Want to isn't actually what happens, though. And I'm just talking real world, because it would be a disservice to be like, yes, I hope you do too. Go ahead. It's like, I'm realistic about your numbers.
Yeah. No, yeah, for sure.
Well, I hope you do well. I hope you blow up. Car market's not like the biggest market in the world. Some of the top creators have like 1 million followers.
Sure.
So it's like, it's not like it's still, you can do well there, but it's also very saturated already. The car, you would have to bring something that really shakes it up. Because I mean, I talk about this story here and there. This is not to jerk myself off. I want to be very clear. I'm applying my situation to you.
Yeah.
The thing is, no big finance creators were just all of a sudden blowing up and starting new things, because the finance industry was pretty set. Dave Ramsey doing some phone calls, Graham Stephan, Andre Zick, other people like that talking to the camera. I'm sure you did. That was the industry. People weren't breaking in.
No.
We had this entire thing that came in, and it was very different, and it put a little in the industry, and we were able to be one of the first channels to really break into the industry in a long time. It's the same thing with cars. The car market industry is very saturated, very solidified.
Yep.
You will need something completely different that has not been done before to really break in, unless people just really ultra vibe with you and the algorithm just blesses you. But that is a rarity.
For sure.
I didn't see anything on there that's like blowing my mind. Wow, this hasn't been done before.
No, I mean, it's niche in the sense that it's the classic car market that's a bit more niche than just
which is getting
cars.
You an even smaller market base.
That is, yeah, okay, yes.
That's not an insult. That's a reality.
No, yeah, it is a small market. It is niche, but I don't know. It's still a pretty big community. There are a lot of other creators that are specifically more so in classic cars that have only been doing it so long.
So I still don't understand your plan to break out.
Right now, I've been focusing on what's available in South Florida. There's a whole niche community on that. But
if you're if you're moving, then how are we getting it?
So
how's the South Florida one gonna make sense when you're in Mexico?
That part doesn't make sense, but what does make sense that I ultimately want to do is find second homes for these classic cars, give them second life, cars that have been on the road for 50, 40, 30 years.
So that's the business, not the influencing, not brand deals.
But that's part of it, because you have to drive traffic for any business, right? So
you do, but that's different than influencer, because we're talking. That's marketing. That's not being an influencer. That's marketing. Sure, you can mix both, but what you're talking about is just strictly marketing for a business you're trying to have. Also, if your business, if this is the business, it's about.
I mean, I feel like this is something that I can take almost anywhere, one, with my skills of being able to market it, with my skills in just videography, photography, what have you, especially in the automotive space. And also with that, there are old cars all over the planet, whether they're in Mexico City or in Barcelona.
But it's about connections being built up too.
Yeah, I mean, but there's already online marketplaces where people sell these, so I can find owners in different parts of the world anyway. That's the whole point, is that if I can find owners.
I want to find a way for you to break out in your niche, and I feel like there's not a strategy here. What's your I have old cars. Okay, good. What's the breakout strategy in the niche? Again, I give you my example.
I think people who are already interested.
Do you have money to even do that?
Well, no, because I'm not the one who's buying. I'd be a part of selling, right? Because I would be meeting with the people who already own these cars.
So you have to market
using my platform in order to find buyers.
So you have to market to the people that want to sell their car first, and then you have to market to the people that want to buy the car of the person you marketed to sell the car. So you have to market to two different groups.
That's where the necessity of influence is.
Okay.
And that's also where it's different because I think.
But you're in a localized group, right? So right now,
right now I'm in a localized group. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
And what's the metrics of the 2,500 people? Are they all in Miami?
So that's the funny thing is that not all of them are. A lot of them are in Europe and Latin America.
Europe and Latin America are red. How much? What's the percentage in Miami?
The percentage, I can't give you an exact percentage,
dude.
But there'll be some data.
You can pull up your analytics and you can find that out in 2.5 seconds.
I'd have to look at.
You don't have this. I thought you said you were into your data. You know your data. You know your numbers. You know your people. You know your growth rate. But if it's all about making money in the local area, this doesn't make sense.
So far, I've been just focused on developing the community, building a following, finding people who are passionate about this, both locally and online. That's what I've been focused on, is how do I build this community? How do I engage with them further? Because this is my most recent attempt. I would argue my first attempt at really being any type of influencer. Sure, I did YouTube when I was in high school.
We already
college.
talked about you. Okay.
Yeah.
College just happened for you. Okay. So we have a Freedom Card.
Yeah.
$2,716.31. Minimum monthly payment $91. You're purchasing $179.79. Why are you purchasing on a card that you're not paying off that is accruing interest? Let's see. $64.39 of interest accrued.
That's been the card that I've been reaching for in the event that I don't have money in my banking account.
Why would you not have money in your checking account? We saw your bullshit spending. It was hundreds of dollars.
There's been some spending on bullshit, and sometimes there are needs, like I've had to pay for maintenance on my current car.
But it's basically maxed out. It takes 11 years to pay off if you don't even purchase and you make your minimums only. And we know you like to purchase.
A lot.
I've been spending here.
This is Chick-fil-A, Cafe.
I said that it was a bad habit.
Ginky, McDonald's, Cafe, Chick-fil-A, CSCSW, Cafe, CSCSW. Okay, laundry's okay. The CFCSW?
Yeah.
You don't have a laundry.
Oh, CSC. Okay, yeah. CSC is a laundry company. We use them in some of our buildings.
Your machine?
No, well, it's in my building, so it's
okay. That's okay.
Yeah.
Going in to get into bullshit. B2 Cafe, special treats. Going in to get into some bullshit.
I've had the bad habit of getting some bullshit and eating out.
Yeah, you have a bad habit, but your goal is to move.
And I've been cutting back on that.
Of course. You don't even know where you want to go. This makes no sense, dude. Bird, Amish Foods, Rides Guides, Las Vegas.
I got
$20.
I had gotten the money back on that. That was like a course I was considering. I was like, nah, fuck that, and I got the money back on that.
No idea what that is.
Yeah, some of those things also.
You've had a late fee this year.
Huh?
You've had a late fee this year.
On that card. I've had a late fees on a few of my cards.
By the way, wasn't this the bad habit that the fiance was upset about, and you're like, uh-oh. I'm not going to do that much anymore, or at least I'm going to communicate at home. So she knows about every single one of those purchases. She
knows about those. That was the last month. She knows about that.
$500 in interest. So where are we at? We're at $3,500 of interest this year so far. So more than a whole month of your work, all the work you did last month, every single hour you put in, all the hours you didn't want to wake up, all the hours you were tired of work, all those hours gone. It was just to pay interest on things you've already purchased.
This
wasn't
why,
future purchasing.
This is why I was looking for, ways to save money on the interest, and then I ended up in the whole, credit consolidation bullshit. It's a situation that I need to handle between budgeting and maybe giving ourselves more time where possible for this goal.
Yeah.
Or goals. But yeah, that card, I had been reaching for that one, especially because I had to, invest in maintenance for the current car after selling the old one.
What old one did you sell?
I sold the car that she was...
The one that she didn't like?
That she didn't like, I sold it.
What is your current?
Wait, you went through all of that to get a car, borrowed money from your parents and your fiance to sell it.
Current car?
I drive a 2001 Camry. I bought it used on Marketplace for like $3,000 after.
Which you could have did at the very beginning and avoided this whole thing?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're getting worth like $21.26. What made you sell the other car?
Well, for one, it ended up just being too much between payments and insurance because it was a luxury car, it was an SUV, so it wasn't great on gas.
Wait, what was the purchase price on that car? What did you even get it for?
It was $12,500.
That's not that bad. That's usually what I would advocate for like a used car.
It wasn't insanely high, but after how much money I had to put towards the debt, and
what debt? This debt? The rest of the debt?
This debt, yeah, because it didn't get like this overnight. It was already pretty bad before I even got that car.
Okay.
So I mean, I was paying like $350 on the payment, over $200 insurance, after gas and everything. Like I'm talking about like $700 a month. So that, and she, even though it was a nice car and it wasn't the worst deal on a new car, she felt like this wasn't the right time to be investing into a car like this.
It's not investing into a car. I mean, a used car. Like, how much are you gonna have to put into this car to keep it going? Is the thing. Because like I'm like, like $8,000 to $10,000 car, approved by multiple mechanics. It gets you to the place where you can drive it for a few years while you're getting out of the rest of your debt. I'm not saying get a $20,000 car, but I also don't want you to get a $3,000 car clunker that you, in order to just get to your job, requires you to put in $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000. Endlessly when you don't have it.
No.
Well, do you know how long have you had this car?
I've had it. Let's see. I got it in April.
Okay.
So it's been about 4 months. Not long. But I did get it inspected.
$95 in the savings account. Okay. Or this checking account.
That's,
but they're saying you use this as your saving account.
I mainly use that account to pay the credit cards, and I'll put money aside in there. Typically,
it's gone up from $43 to $95.
Yeah.
Pix Oshel Singapore card?
I don't know what that is. Singapore? What?
I don't know. It looks like maybe a transaction fee. Okay, and then this checking account. This looks like the spending checking account. $69.46.
Yeah.
Went and got some bullshit. Hummingbird, Spring Hill, Rural King.
I think those are just the farmer's market.
Why'd you go? Oh, farmer's market's more expensive than you can afford.
We go. That's where we do our grocery shopping. Support your local businesses.
Market. Yeah, but dude, support your future goal. Yeah, I mean, you can support everything you want, but you kind of have to focus when you have a limited income source.
He supports traveling. He supports his local food markets. He supports this. He supports that. You know what he doesn't support? His own financial health, which is the problem.
What you want to support. I want to pay off debt. I want to get a fully funded apartment. I want you to get to where you want to move to. You can do that, or you can go and spend more on everything you want to do. And if you choose that, that's fine. I'll support that as well. But choose what you want to do. You can't do it all.
No.
You can't do it all mathematically. Farmers market, going and get some bullshit. Hulu, Spotify, Peacock. Oh, and he overdrafted to get Peacock.
No.
Yes.
That happened at the same time as my insurance payment, because my insurance on my car.
Guess what? Insurance made it overdraft.
I got the overdraft fee back, by the way.
Insurance made it overdraft, and then Peacock made a second overdraft.
I got both of those back.
Great, which you can do when you put in the right money, but it's indicative of your behavior and spending. Why should we be having Peacock when we can't pay our debt, when we're in the edge of being
gone back and forth with canceling subscriptions?
But you have it right now, dude, and it's what made you overdraft. Apple Bill, McDonald's, Izquierdos, going in and getting some bullshit. Who gives a crap?
That's TP. That's toilet paper.
Toilet paper? $100 of toilet paper.
It lasts for a while.
Better.
Yeah.
Because TP Fund is like $100 per person.
Wait.
Okay.
Whoa. Who the heck spends $100 on toilet paper? Who gives a crap? US $94 on toilet paper. That thing better be gold. That thing better make your bottom as silky as the day you were born.
Which is anything else you need to survive outside of food and all the rest of the stuff we do. Cafe, spicy, nice pepper, fruitful place.
That's still farmer's market. Yeah.
It's still.
It's like the bi-weekly
Dude, this is so stupid. Julian's, booby. I don't know. Going to get into bullshit. selling out money, Miami, old school, AMC,
my haircut,
Adobe for our 250.
Well,
2,500 followers.
I also use Adobe for my day job, which I've been trying to get them to pay for.
Well, then
but
they
it
should
hasn't been
pay
working
for it,
yet.
else you
Yeah,
shouldn't
they should.
do it.
I agree.
Heavy on that.
Okay, that's laundry. That's fine. Cafe out of the closet.
That's a thrift store, believe it or not. Yeah, their money goes
Zal,
to the Ace
Art
Foundation.
Smoke, Team Water, and again, I'm good with charity, but it doesn't make sense to give to charity because you could give so much more to charity over the lifetime of your life if you actually buckle down, get out of debt, have a fully funded emergency fund, and then you can mathematically give more to charity than just a little bit here and there while you're trying to survive. Like Team Water, that's great, good cause, but like you can give so much more longer.
Okay, sure.
AMC, Chick-fil-A, Google One, Wendy's, and Cafe. Also, no, yes, you may have gotten that 68 back, but you paid an additional 68 this year so far in overdrafts.
Jeez.
Okay, Robinhood 67, so I guess that's our retirement.
Man's overdraft.
3154 in
I recently
retirement.
started that. Yeah.
Okay, this is silly. I don't really get it. Now let's make a budget.
Please.
I can't wait to see this budget.
All right, we got you at
Plan.
$3,300 for your income.
Yep.
Debt payments $459.
Okay.
What's your mortgage? Your portion of your
I'm not gonna lie. For all the debts we saw, the fact that his minimums are only $459 kind of shocks me.
rent. Sorry.
900 is what I pay.
Okay, 900. Utilities, everything combined, your portion. Internet as well.
About $100. Yeah, between internet and electric.
Good. Gas, vroom, vroom, drive, drive.
I'll say about 150.
Okay. Car insurance?
Just lower that to 64.
64, okay.
Yeah.
Food, you can do 300 to the pile. TP fund, 75 to the pile. Subscriptions, I'll give you 40.
I mean, that's not
And I can give you
bad.
some fun money. I'll give you like 100. With $190 of fun money, I can still have you at $1,000 left over, which, do the math, pays it off in 22 months.
That'd be great.
22 months. So
Yeah.
we're talking 2.5 years. Yeah, your debt's gone and you're in a fully funded emergency fund situation. Do that and then move. But we're not moving yet. We're not traveling yet. This is where we're at, buddy. You just have to choose what you want.
Yeah, I mean, we want to move hopefully sooner rather than later.
And that points out another problem that people have. Like, you have the money. If you actually sit down and budget your money, a lot of people actually have a gap between what their actual expenses are and how much they make, which means you can put that gap to things like paying extra on debt, extra in savings, extra in investments. But unfortunately, we're such a consumer society that everybody just wants to have their fun now, to travel now, to have that item now. And then they eat up all their paycheck and wonder where their money went.
But,
Well, here's what we're going to
The money
do.
may not be there in 5 months.
We're going to call your girlfriend in the post show, and you are going to tell her no more traveling. I heard she might be pretty upset about that because she refuses to give up travel. But you're going to tell her that.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll call her. Let's get her Hammer Financial Score. But before that, again, join Hammer Elite. Click that join button or link in the description below. And with that, 3 premium shows posted every day, Monday through Friday, including the post show for this episode. Spending your budget, well, you overspent. 0 out of 10. Debt, no collections, but it's just not the worst. Oh, but you were behind on debt, so 1 out of 10. That was going to be like a 2 or 3, but no. Emergency fund, nothing. 0 out of 10. Retirement, I'm not going to consider that. 0 out of 10.
Barely started.
Real estate, nope, 0 out of 10. Wow, okay. Well, barely rounded up, 0.5 out of 10. Guys, I'm going to call the girlfriend. He's going to tell her no traveling, put his...
Yeah, I'm going to watch that post show off stream because that is under a paywall, and he's already gotten in trouble for paywall issues or for leaking things that are in a paywall. I ain't going to do it. I'm jumping off of this. It was so great having y'all on here.